What an absolute power pack show today. We got a smoke show goon. We have a new favorite to win the NFL's Super Bowl. What else we got here? Oh, Stanley still remains with a tan down in Florida. 4 cups out of 6 years. Think about that. Last night, the Panthers closed the shop up. They get it done 5-1 versus the Oilers, 4-2 in that series. Back-to-back, it is now 4 championships in 6 years have come out of the state of Florida. Yeah, that's getting it done. Now, they're getting an opportunity to go a three-peat. I think the last team to do that was the Detroit Red Wings. They ended up doing that last night. Indiana versus the Connecticut Sun, and I got a new Sophie Cunningham. Hey, man, she is the new Charles Oakley. And that's exactly what the Fever need. I'm watching Chicks basketball last night, and I have no interest in the WNBA finals. Excuse me, NBA finals, I should say. I have more interest in watching Caitlin Clark play, dropping 20 last night, getting knocked the hell out. By the way, this ain't rookie hazing anymore. Those chicks hate her. And it's a great thing. Sell it. Villains. It's the best thing on the planet. The WNBA has never had anybody like this. Sports has never had anything like this, especially on the women's side. They've never had anything like it. Dude, the last person that had this kind of impact on the sport, I mean, Serena Williams. Serena Williams moved the needle in tennis. This chick is great, and it's great for TV. I mean, I'm digging this. By the way, we have a special guest today. Soon to be WWE champion, Bill Goldberg is going to be joining the program. That's going to be at 3:30. How you doing? Don't ever say we don't bring you the biggest guest in the country. We bring them all to you. So Goldberg, who was just on Monday Night Raw, will be on this program at 3:30. We're looking forward to Bill. We've known each other a long time. I've been telling you how much we know one another. So we're going to get Bill Goldberg on. That'll be at 3:30. Hit the like button, just like Kyle here. All super chats go to the top. I'd rather watch cornhole tournaments than the NBA. Me too. By the way, I want to ask a question right out of the gate. I heard a conversation with Xander and John and their guest, and I talked about it this morning as well. How many people in here believe in rehabilitation? You do your debt to society, and you get a chance to go out in the world and right your wrong. How many people believe in it? Truly believe in it? How many people believe that? I'm going to give you a story here in a second of another friend of mine. How many people believe in rehabilitation? So Henry Ruggs, everyone, if you don't know the story, Henry Ruggs was a former first-round pick by the Raiders. He apologized yesterday to the family of a woman he killed nearly 4 years ago. He's been in prison for doing that dastardly deed. He was sentenced, I think, August, sometime in 23, to 3 years to 10 years in a federal penitentiary. He got a release to go and speak to the Hope for Prisoners. It's an event that was being held in Vegas, and he was remorse. You can hear it. And he gets an opportunity. I don't know how old he is. 4 years, I'm assuming he's got to be near 27, 28 years old now. I think he went to school with Devontae Smith, right, at Alabama. Okay? How many people think that guy should get another opportunity to restart his life? I do. I do. I think he should have a chance to start his life again. Why not? So either you believe in rehabilitation or you don't. You should just shoot him in the head. For his crime, you should shoot him in the head. For the mistake he made. It's one or the other. Either you believe in rehabilitation or you don't. Still, somebody died. I get it. Nobody's looking at it any other way than that there was a loss of life. That's why he's in the can. I get it. I mean, either shoot him in the head or give him an opportunity to better his life and others may be around him. Which is it? Ask yourself that. Okay? He didn't shoot anyone. Okay? He made a stupid mistake, which cost somebody their life, in which he's going to do time for it. Okay? Let me give you a story about Ray Rice. You guys remember the story on Ray Rice? Okay? Why not bring him to Philly, city of second chances? Sure. That'd be about right around the time you're getting rid of AJ. Why not? See if he's got anything in the tank. I would. So let me give you a story about Ray Rice. Everyone, if you haven't seen the video of Ray Rice smacking the shit out of his then girlfriend, it's appalling. Absolutely appalling and unacceptable. Unacceptable. Do you know what Ray Rice is today? He's a senior consultant for the Baltimore Ravens, and he works in the organization. Steve Biscotti asked him numerous times, do you want to come back and play? Remember the video? It ruined his career. Do you know what Ray Rice said? He was asked 3 or 4 times, do you want to come back and try to play? Ray Rice said this, nah, I got to be a better man, and I've got to work on my relationship with my girlfriend, soon-to-be wife. And I've got to be a better man than doing that because that's something that's not acceptable. And for me to be put in that light, it's not acceptable. Well, 25 years later, they've got 3 kids, and he's worked on being a better man. He goes around speaking to rookies in rookie symposiums around the country saying one bad mistake could be a life-altering thing to you. Always know where you are in the room and what your actions are going to mean. That's a guy who's making an impact in life. You never see him publicly. You know how many times Fox has asked to interview him on his life and his journey? And he refuses. You know why? His family's more important to him than having his name out in the public. That one horrific moment in his life. This guy was one of the best community guys in Baltimore. But because he made that one mistake in his life, and thank God his girlfriend, now wife, forgave him. And they've had a 25-year marriage. They've got 3 kids. They both go around about domestic violence. And Ray Rice is a community advocate. That's called rehabilitation. Now, there's some people that are just complete assholes that never get it. And you know that. But if you believe in anybody who gets an opportunity at second chance. Now, look, I'm not talking about people who go into Newtown Little School and kill all those kids. I'm not talking. That's where you take a guy out back, tie him to a tree, and shoot that guy in the head. Okay? People make tragic mistakes. The same. Now, look, Jalen Carter's deal is not on the same level, obviously. But Jalen Carter in that car, when that person from the Georgia program died, he's accountable to you. You don't think he thinks about that? Choices that you make in life will reflect and will be collateral damage in how people will perceive you. Dude, when you've got so much to lose, why? Ask yourself that. Why would I put myself in that position? And when you do make mistakes like that, okay, when you make it, you've got to write it. Look at Michael Vick. I'll give you this. I love Michael Vick and I hate Michael Vick. I do. I love and hate Michael Vick. I hate what he did to animals. In our house, we are gigantic animal people. Nobody in the world is going to hurt our animal. We love, you guys hear little Stevie. Okay? Nobody touches our animals. We are animal people. But I'll tell you one thing I do love about Michael Vick. Michael Vick goes around. He's a member of PETA. He goes, and you know what he's doing now? He's the head football coach at Norfolk State. He's now making an impact on people's lives. He goes around and he's contrite on the stupid stuff that he did when he was younger. God forbid if I'm gauged on everything I did when I was young. It was some of the stupidest shit on the planet. And believe me, if some of you knew, you would be shocked. Some of the decisions that I made, I regret big time. But hey, I try not to walk over that bridge again. So when you see a guy like Henry Ruggs, did he kill someone? Yeah. Has he been in prison? Yeah. Was it reckless drive? Yes, all of that. When he gets out, he should have a chance to restart his life. Or you don't believe in rehabilitation. You can't say you believe in rehabilitation and when the guy gets out, not give him a job or a chance to better his life. That's not rehabilitation. That's talking out of both sides of your mouth. Either you do or you don't. If you want to shoot him in the head, fine. If you want to give him a chance and you believe in rehabilitation, then give him a shot at life. Maybe he makes an impact on another kid's life to make sure that that kid doesn't have an opportunity to do the reckless shit he did. It's either one or the other. You can't do this. Let me tell you what a lot of the stupid-ass people in the world do this. They say this, like, there's a ton of minorities that are unjustly in prisons, right? Okay. Well, when you let them out, you don't give them a fucking job. How is that rehabilitation? When someone comes out of prison and you don't give them a chance because they got a record, how are you going to better your life? I mean, it makes no sense. 90% of you really don't believe in rehabilitation and second chances. Paying the pipers, going to jail. Sills, it's no difference when Chris Carter was cut due to him being a drug addict in Philly, and Minnesota gave him a chance. Thank you for the super. I'll tell you exactly what happened. Reggie White, Jerome Brown, Seth Joyner all went to Buddy Ryan and said Chris Carter is killing himself being a cokehead. That is a fact. Chris Carter was a cokehead. Buddy called him in his office. Jerome told me the story. I'm going to save your life, son. And he cut him. He cut Chris Carter. I'm going to save your life. You know what he did when he cut him? He called Dennis Green. Said, when this kid gets out of rehab, this will be someone to take a look at. So Dennis Green, former Minnesota coach, as soon as he gets out of rehab, Dennis picked his ass up. Dennis went and picked his ass up. So I'm going to give you a shot. Chris Carter went on to be a Hall of Fame player. Second chance. Chris Carter would have been dead. He was a cokehead. Buddy and everybody in Philly knew it. Even some of the media people knew it. They didn't want to hear it. You know, again, it's about catching touchdowns. It's about catching touchdowns and really nothing else. At the end of the day, I get it. I mean, guys, hey, you want your superstars to be like, not human. But everybody's human. Either you believe in second chances or you don't. Ray Rice goes around. Like I said, it's a truly great, and it's a love story. He punched that woman right in the jaw and broke her jaw. And everyone saw it. The Ravens went 2 years later. You want to try to come back? No. I got to be a better husband and a better man. They've been together 25 years. 3 kids. And a family saved. That's a guy who was totally contrite in what his actions were. It's good shit, man. Dude, when you do something like that, you hit someone, you do something to a woman, you kill someone. Football is the least of the things that should be on your mind. Football could be a vehicle where you pay people back things. Football should never define you. How you are and how you treat others has to be how you're defined. I mean, you know why a lot of NFL guys don't have character? Because they're one person. They're just a football dude. Let me tell you something. After all these years, I look back on that stuff now, and I do this with it. It was really nice. It's so long ago now. My wife goes like this to me. Hey, did you play with face mask? And I'm like, that stuff was so long ago. I'm a different dude today. That shit's great. Did a lot of great things. So what? Honestly, so what? Okay? I'm proud, but whatever. I got a lot more ahead of me, I hope. Rehabilitation, man. I hope Henry Ruggs gets a chance. Maybe the Eagles give him a shot. Why not? Here, $5. Do the offering plate. You're preaching today. In fact, say don't judge people on things I did as well. We all grew up differently. Hey, Prince. Right. Bro, I'm not talking about your path in life or my path in life. As long as we get to the place we want in the end, it counts the most. You know what I mean? I mean, there's no roadmap to success in life. Everyone thinks that, you paved this golden lane out or this yellow brick road out. You don't. And one thing I do, Prince, I will agree with, and I appreciate it. Prince, I'll say this to you, bro. I hate fucking people preaching. And if I come off as it, I apologize. Because I do not want to be that guy. I don't tell anybody how to live their life. How to vote, vaccinate. I don't do any of that. It's none of my business. I don't judge people like that. I told you guys a story before. I used to tell my wife this. We had this lady at our work named Diane Smith when I worked at iHeart. Everyone in the building fucking hated her. And everybody I worked with, hey, you go down there, Diane sucks, I find out her kid's going to play for Pat Summitt at Tennessee. I sit down and talk with her for 5 minutes. She's like, you're the only person in the last 15 years that's ever spent time with me more than 5 minutes instead of just working on their check. Well, I said, Diane, I heard you were an asshole. Everyone said it to me, but I like you a lot. And she's like, you know what? And we became great friends. I don't judge others by what others think of you or say about you. That's so ridiculous. You know how many, you guys know Jason Cole, right? Jason Cole comes on my program. Jason completely doesn't believe in anything I believe in politically, but I don't judge him over that, and you don't judge me. If you're judging people over politics and religion, you're a fucking idiot. You judge them on the content of their character, what kind of relationship you have in life. Are they good people or not? I mean, I don't look at people like that. I never have. If you want to believe in a different religion or you want to believe in a different political ideology, fine. That's why I started it out here with this Henry Ruggs. You either believe in rehabilitation or you should just take that man out and shoot him in the head. No other way around it. I happen to believe in rehabilitation. Hit the like button, guys. Was Ray Rice's girlfriend held accountable for her part in it? She assaulted him first. Penn, are you crazy? My wife could hit me in the head with a fucking shovel, and I wouldn't hit her back. Are you crazy? I'm an NFL player. My wife could hit me in the head 700 times. I would never raise my hand. Because if I raise my hand, it's catastrophic. That's a stupid way. I appreciate the super, but Penn, me raising my hand to a 120-pound woman when I'm 380 pounds is ridiculous. Are you crazy? Not happening. I would never do that. I've never raised my hand to a woman. I have never, in my entire life, I've never spanked my kid. I've never hit my wife. How many of you could say that? I don't do that shit. You have to stand for something in life, or you'll fall for every gosh dang thing there is. Not me. Makes me sick when I hear people go, Henry Ruggs shouldn't get a chance to get his life back on track. Come on now, man. Yeah, somebody's in here going, women killed too. Well, if I get killed because my wife shot me, that's her. That's not me. I'm not that guy. Now, I tell you what I will be and what I'm not anymore, but I used to be. I'll tell you what. If you're in the room with me back in the day, one dude's walking out. Guess who that was? Okay? I mean, I'm not that guy. It's taken me 35 years not to be that guy anymore. I mean, my daughter laughs at me now. In a good way. Because I'm not intimidating like that anymore. I used to be one of the most intimidating guys on the planet. I'm not that dude anymore. I'm proud of that. Who wants to be that guy? Right? All right. I got a ton of fun topics today. All right. I have got my all-century Eagle team. The best organizations in the NFL since 2000. Man, I got a shitload of stuff. Quarterbacks that the Eagles are going to be facing ranked this year on the schedule. A little bit on Vic Fangio. Toughest camp battles. And what are the Eagles going to do with all of those draft picks that they have in 2026? What area are they going to go? What position are they going to look at? We will do that throughout the day here. So I want to start it out with this one here. I want to start it out because I got this from the morning show. Since 2000, where do you guys think you rank as an organization? Where do you think you rank? I've got my top 10. I've got my top 10 teams that have been the best organization since 2000. Since 2000. How many? And I will get to the Alexander signing in Baltimore. I promise. 3. Okay. Here are the Big Sill's top 10 NFL programs since 2000. You know, a lot of you have recency bias now. Now, if you want to say in the last 10 years, you're still not number one. If you want to say in the last 15 years or 20 years, 25 years, you're nowhere near number one. So where do you think you are? All right. Number 10. I've got the Denver Broncos. 217 wins, 1 Super Bowl, new changing of ownership from the Bolins to this current group. They do a pretty good job in Denver, and they've been pretty consistent as an organization on being a winning team. So I would put Denver at number 10. Number 9, believe it or not, with 238 wins because of Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning, the Indianapolis Colts are in that conversation. They got a Super Bowl win. I believe they've been to the game twice. And they've got 238 wins in the 21st century here. Since 2000. Number 8, this was a tough one for me. The Dallas Cowboys. Believe it or not, they're the only team in my top 10 without a Super Bowl. The Cowboys have won just as many games as the Broncos, 217 wins. Problem is, obviously, their postseason, they have not won a Super Bowl. By the way, these are the top 10 winningest programs since 2000. Number 7, the Seahawks, 229 victories. 1 Super Bowl win. I believe there's a Super Bowl loss in there too. The Malcolm Butler. So you got 1 Super Bowl win, 229. I got them at 7. Number 6. See, this is where people, since 2000, this is where the conversation has some context to it. The Kansas City Chiefs, they've got 3 Super Bowl wins, 232 wins since 2000. Prior to Mahomes showing up, they were just a team. Number 5, the Green Bay Packers. One of the winningest teams since 2000, 251 wins and 1 Super Bowl victory. They do a lot of winning in Green Bay, and they're consistent at winning. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You validate. Here, let me ask you this. The only way you validate winning is winning it. So if I won a ton of regular season games and I didn't put 1 Super Bowl in it, do you validate what you've done? No. I got the Packers at 5. Number 4, the Philadelphia Eagles. 242 wins and 2 Super Bowls since 2000. Number 3, 255 wins. Steelers have 1 title. Baltimore Ravens. 251 wins and 2 Super Bowls since 2000. Number 1, Patriots, 270 victories, and 6 Super Bowls since 2000. There's those 10 teams and 10 organizations are the best football programs in the NFL. Length of winning, changing rosters over, changing quarterbacks over, changing coaches over. Get this. He's right. But they're nowhere to be seen with consistent winning. They do. But they're not in the room every year. The Giants haven't been a factor for 10 years. Look at the Giants' record the last 12, 13 years. They've done nothing. They've got 2 Super Bowls and almost a losing record since 2000. Here, let's take a look at that. The Giants and what the Giants have done. The Giants are not a consistent program. Between Dave Gettleman and Joe Schoen, I mean, they've been absolutely atrocious. Here's the Giants. Look at the last couple of years of the Giants. 3-14, 6-11, 9-7, 4-13, 6-10, 4-12, 5-11, 3-13, 11-5, 6-10, 6-10, 7 I mean, where in the world, outside of 5 years, in the last 25 years, has the New York Giants been a good team? You could make the argument, if you added it up, I bet you the New York Giants have a losing record in the last 25 years. You got 2 rings. I get it. Does that mean you're a good organization? Would anybody say that since 2000, the New York Giants have been a good organization? I would not. I mean, the Buffalo Bills, think of this. Okay, the last couple of years, the Bills have been doing it right because they got the quarterback right. But you know what? The quarterback is not enough in Buffalo. You know, the only thing, what do you guys think the only thing that's different in Buffalo prior to Josh Allen showing up? It's the same shitty roster. Here, look at this. Since Josh Allen showed up, okay, what's changed? Nothing. Nothing has changed. It's the same shitty roster. Here, look at this. I mean, yeah, you got Allen, but you're still drafting the same turds that you did prior to Josh Allen showing up. Here. So here's 24. Okay. So here's the year before Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen, what year was he drafted? Guys, what year was Josh Allen drafted? Can you tell me? Giants are shitty organizations. The Giants are a definition of better to be lucky than good. Absolutely. Eli Manning was never consistent in his career. Okay, so Josh Allen showed up in 2018. Okay. 2018, first year they were 6-10, and after that, they went 10-6, 3-13, 11-6, 13-3, 11-6, and 13-4. Prior to Allen showing up, 7-9, 8-8, 9-7, 6-10, 6-10, 6-10, 4-12, 6-10, 7-9, 7-9, 7-9, 5-11, 6-10, 3-13. What has changed? Nothing except the quarterback. You understand what I'm saying? They haven't improved the roster. They haven't made that team better. Josh Allen's made that fucking team better. As long as I can remember, the Bills have been dog shit before Allen showed up. Right. And then when you had Bill Polian and you had the Jim Kelly era, they did a nice job at building that team with Marv Levy. Then after that, you had a canyon of shitty football. They have never been a consistent team. I mean, think of that. I mean, Josh Allen is the only reason that they're decent. But have they improved the team around them? No. Look at Cincinnati. So Cincinnati's better because of Joe Burrow, right? They're still the shitty franchise. You take Burrow off that team, they win 5 games. You take Jalen Hurts off the Eagles, they win 10 games. I'm not saying you win a Super Bowl without Hurts. I'm saying, but that team, they know what they're doing in Philly and building a roster. Here's Jerry Jones. By the way, the older Jerry Jones gets, the more he looks like Skeletor. I'm telling you, man. Here's something else. Here's something for everyone. When you turn over 65, getting facelifts, you need to not do that, or you'll start looking like Mickey York right now. I mean, that poor guy. Holy cow, man! That thing looks like a wallet. His face. That guy looks terrible. Dude, remember, chicks use Botox. Dudes don't. Okay? Botox is for women, not men. Well, here I got to get some Botox and I got to get a facelift. Yeah, that's not something I'm doing. You know, somebody asked me the other day, I color my hair. If I color my hair, I'll be in my box. Okay? Hey, Sileo got his hair dyed. Yeah, he's dead. That's right. That'd be the only way I get my hair dyed, because someone did it without me wanting them to do it. Dye my hair. Yeah. That's not happening. Jerry Jones, poor dude. Every year he looks different. You know the guy in Poltergeist that shows up at the front door? He's looking for that little girl. That's what Jerry Jones looks like. Guy knocks on the door. Is she home? The guy out of the graveyard. Guy looks like a scene out of Poltergeist. Anyway, Cowboys haven't been a good franchise. I mean, hey, and you know what? Hey, and let me tell you something, Reyes. You got a face only your mama would love. Yeah, I've seen you before, kid. Not good. Hit the like button. Don't forget Bill Goldberg, the 5-time WWE champion, will be with us. That'll be at 3:30. I can't wait to talk. You know, I told you how I met this guy. Now, I don't want to go too deep into it because I think he's still married to the same woman. So my wife went up with me. She went to Montreal. We played. And Bill was on that Sacramento Surge team. And so he knocks on my door. He wasn't a wrestler then. He goes, "You Dan Sileo?" I go, "Oh, God." I thought maybe something I had done in the past to somebody's chick. I don't know. I didn't even know who he was. And he goes, "Yeah, I'm Bill Goldberg." I go, "Okay." So we go out. We go to a bunch of bars. We go drinking and shit. Had a fun time. I'm not sure if my wife was there with him. She may have been. But, yeah, Bill played on that Surge team. And then I believe he played with the Rams a little bit. And I met him at this place called the Power Factory. Ole Anderson, they flew me up to WCW. This was in the CNN Center. Ted Turner's in the building. Ted Turner owned WCW. And when you walked in, you saw Ted Turner in the building. This guy started CNN. He owned the Braves. And so I walk in, a guy by the name of Cowboy Bob Orton. And there's Goldberg again. So Cowboy Bob Orton goes, "Hey, I'll tell you what. Why don't you go down to Power Factory?" They were paying me like $1,200 a week to train. It's true. I was a WCW wrestler. So they put me in there. I was in there for, I would go up I think this went on for about a month. Then they sent me to Otto Watts in Europe. Well, she was my girlfriend then. She came out later on. And we were out there. I think she came when we were in Vienna. And so, yeah, so I wrestled for WCW and all overseas for CWA. Sure enough, Bill's over there too. I'll tell you this. I'm going to say this, and I'll say it when Bill comes on. I have never in my life seen more drug use. I have never in my life seen more pain than when I wrestled. You guys may think there's a beginning and an end, but that shit in the middle, folks, that ain't fake. That is not fake. There is nothing fake about it. I have never been more beat up in my life than when I wrestled professionally. I mean, I think it finished me off. Did more damage to me than what I did when I played football. That shit is just, I'm telling you, the ropes, the mat, that mat ain't what you think it is. You know, I used to think that mat, when I watched it on TV, okay, when I watched it on TV, I used to think, hey, man, those mats got to be, look at that. Hell no. Hell no, man. I have never been more hurt in my life than when I was in a wrestling ring. That shit is rough. And I did that with 290-pound, 350-pound guys. We had a guy by the name of, you guys know Big Van Vader? Vader played for the Rams. He was 468 pounds. And he did this thing called the power bomb. But I'll tell you what, you couldn't find a guy who was more lighter on his feet than this guy. I love Leon. God rest his soul, he passed away. But that guy could wrestle. And then I met my friend Hawk from Road Warriors. Mike was a great guy too. Passed away. These guys pass away, man, because the strain you put on your body and the drugs you take. It's not what you think it is. There's a ton of drug. It's really to make your body feel better. Okay, more like the guy from Star Wars. Oh yeah, yeah. He's more like that guy. Sills won't dye his hair because anything that sounds like diet gives him PTSD. Couldn't resist, Sills. Prince, all good, man. Prince is the only guy that talks shit and gets away with it. You know, well, all of you do. Vader's a legend. Oh, absolutely. Dude, I had so many friends that wrote. By the way, if you go on my Twitter page at Dan Sileo Show, Animal was a dear friend of mine. You know how those guys got their gimmick, Road Warriors? Ole Anderson was my boss at WCW. Okay? These guys were colossal bums. Road Warriors were not very good. And these two guys wrestled at the University of Minnesota. I think it was Minnesota or Wisconsin. They're from up there. They could not get it. Nobody was watching them. It wasn't going anywhere. So Ole Anderson had a pair of shoulder pads from Georgia Bulldog. If you notice the colors are Georgia Bulldog colors because they put Georgia Bulldog shoulder pads on them. So he puts these shoulder pads on them. That's how the Road Warriors were born. Yep. They put the shoulder pads, then they put the spikes on them. And they're probably the greatest tag team partners of all time. I mean, it's just the greatest tag team gimmick of all time. Then they came up with this. My wife and I used to get these mailed to us every year from the Road Warriors. These things called Zubas. They founded these like sweatpants. They were called Zubas. And they were just dyeing them NFL colors. And we would get them in the mail every year, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Like Cincinnati Bengal ones and like Bills and all Buccaneer shit. They sold it. I forget who they sold it to, but they sold it for like $72 million. Yeah, they sold that whole Zub. You guys probably don't, because this was way in the past, those Zubas. It's crazy. Crazy, man. So Bill and I go back a long way. I look forward to talking to him. Again, that'll be at 3:30. All right. So those are my best. Those are the best organizations. Now, look, over the last 10 years, you can make the argument it's Chiefs and the Eagles for sure. But you got to remember, most fans have recency bias. You guys think the Patriots suck. I don't. I don't, because the amount of winning they had. I'm going to give you one more stat one more time about Brady. Brady was in New England 19 years. He went to 10 Super Bowls. Every other year, that guy was in the Super Bowl in his time in New England. Every other year. You know how insane that is? When you have a 25-year run, by the way, are the Eagles on the cusp of doing that? Xander asked the question what a dynasty is. Well, I showed you that the Giants winning 2 Super Bowls. That doesn't cut it because they don't have enough winning. What the Eagles have is winning and the beginning of one. You've done great things, but are you a dynasty? No. The Chiefs are a dynasty. They're still in one. I think they're going to have a downtime, but they've been to 3 straight, and they've won 2. You know the last team to do that? The Dolphins. The Dolphins of the 70s and the Patriots, I believe, are the last team to do that. So when you talk dynasty, your championships are too spread out. 17 and 24. 7 years ain't awful. And you got another appearance in 22. That's nice stuff. Nobody's saying it's not. But for me, I think it starts with, like, I always get asked, do you think the Cowboy team was a dynasty? Well, see, I think you have long dynasties and short dynasties. The Patriots are the Patriots are in the room with, like, the Celtics. And that Celtics dynasty. The Cowboys in that 5-year run, that's a shorter dynasty. That's like when the Broncos went back to back. That's kind of like that. So there's short dynasties and there's long ones. Obviously, the long ones are the more historic ones. In bar fight, who's your wingman? Rude, Vader, or Hawk? I'm going to take Vader. I'm going to take Leon. No, Leon. Rude, hey, Rick could fight. All these guys are dead too, all 3 of these dudes. Rude, Vader, and Hawk, they're all dead. Crazy. I didn't know all 3 of them. Yeah, it's crazy. Those are really great wrestlers too, and great showmen. Fantastic showman, actually. No, he could, man. I've seen him. Hey, King, I've seen him do that. I know, I've seen it. Goldberg and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Hey, let me tell you. I mean, a lot of people, you know, the way Goldberg works, he's a very physical guy. He is. Seals, you have the Eagles at 4, but with 4 Super Bowl appearances, 2-2 since 2000 is better than Pittsburgh. Yeah, but I get it. I'm talking about being a consistent winner and winning more games. Steelers have 255 wins and 1 Super Bowl and 1 loss, I believe. And the Eagles are 2. They're not. Again, I think you could look at those top 4 teams, and outside of New England, I think you can move them around anyway. The only thing I separated them by was the wins and being consistent every year and having a championship to validate all those wins. I never met the Von Erichs. No, I didn't. I don't believe I did. I don't believe I met the Von Erichs. Those guys worked more in the Dallas area. They weren't East Coast guys. And I don't believe they were WCW. I think they were more in the Mideast with Gagne and them guys. Eagles golden era, 4 Super Bowls with this era. We shall see. Thank you for the super. Leon. Lamar had no excuses now, Sills. Elite with Jahir. All right, let's do that before I get over By the way, I have my all Eagle Century team. Okay? I'm going to do that in a minute here. So, Jair Alexander, let's take a look at this. Guys, hit the like button. Bill Goldberg's going to join us at 3:30. So let's go over here. Take a look at this Ravens team now. Let's take a look at them. See if they've added him already to the roster. Boy, I tell you, that AFC North has a shot to be exceptional. Oh, my God, they did add it already. So the deal's get this. So here's what you have. It's by far the best secondary in football. There's absolutely no disputing this. So you've got Wiggins, Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks, Jair Alexander, and Marlon Humphrey. There's not a better secondary in football. Not a better secondary. Dander, I missed the super if we could throw it up here. There's not a better secondary. Animal passed 2 sales, yeah, on his honeymoon. Hey, eye shiny. Passed away on his honeymoon. They were away on their honeymoon. By the way, I voted for his kid for All-American. Played middle linebacker, that's right. He was good. James Laurinaitis, absolutely. He was a great player. I liked him. I voted for him like for the Hall of Fame, College Football Hall of Fame. Great player. I knew the Road Warriors very well. Very well. I knew the Ultimate Warrior very well. I knew Undertaker exceptionally well. I do. We've had Jake the Snake, right, Xander? We've had Jake the Snake, have we not? Having one of those CTE moments, but I believe we had Jake the Snake on the show too. So we've had The Rock, and now we're scheduled to get Bill at 3:30, so I'm looking forward to that. No excuses. They got the defense. I agree. Look at his team. Baltimore is my team to win a Super Bowl. Lamar, Henry, Flowers, Bateman. I don't know what Hopkins has left. I love DeAndre Hopkins. Andrews. Ronnie Staley is a heck of a ball player. They've got, here, I'll say this to you. Their center's better than your center. Linderbaum's a better player. But they're both Pro Bowlers. So if you want to, whatever that's to you. Kyle Vinoy's on that team. Up in the linebacking core. That's a pretty damn good-looking group. My question is going to be, though, look at the second group. Do they have enough depth on that team? If they lose one of their main stars, can they withstand it? And I would say this, if we're concerned about the wear and tear on Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, how do you not, or I should say Barkley and Hurts, how do you not have concern on Lamar and Henry? Right? How do you not have concern on that? One's older. He's 30. What is he going to be? 31 years old, Derrick Henry? Right? I did too. I would have taken, how about this? I like the Jahad Campbell sign, but I would have taken Malachi Starks more. I wanted you guys to take him. That's the guy I wanted. I wanted the Eagles to draft him. I thought he would have been great back there in the secondary, putting him at safety. Can you imagine Malachi Starks? And if you bring over Cooper, those two guys as your safeties, okay? And they got Mike Green. Abe. Yeah, they got Mike Green too, and I got him in the 3rd round, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So that's good stuff, man. I mean, there is no excuses. There's absolutely no excuses for the Ravens not to go deep into the playoffs. You know what I would do if I'm Todd Monken with that Ravens team? I would take a page out of the Eagles, and I would say this. Don't you guys agree with me? If you had Lamar Jackson as your quarterback, would you not coach him the same way the Eagles coach Jalen Hurts? Well, wait a minute, Sills. You're going to take 4,100 passing yards away? What did he get you? What did the 41 touchdowns get him? Bounced? Don't you think you should run the ball more? And give Henry 400 carries? Why in the 4,100 yards and the 41 touchdowns didn't mean shit? Second in the MVP voting. I get it. He's a great player. But do you want to have a great season or do you want to win a Super Bowl? And don't you think if you're able to play and coach him like they do Hurts, okay? Get this. According to Sills, stats don't mean shit. This guy's a fucking idiot again. You get paid on your stats, asshole. What do you mean they don't mean anything? This guy keeps fighting that. Nobody in the top 10 quarterbacks, nobody has a 500 or more record in the postseason, and they're all paid north of $53 million. How are they paid? On their stats or accomplishments, as I call it. Jesus criminy. Where are you not getting that? Do you see this here? Nobody likes the way the Eagles play football. You mean like TV shit, senor? Flip-flop. Look at this guy. This same guy who flip-flopped on Carson Wentz. And he'll tell you he didn't. Guy's a liar. There's no such thing as flip-flopping in sports. Guy plays well, guy plays shitty. 1 year he's good, 1 year he's not. It's not flip-flopping. The player dictates that. You see what I'm saying here? Oh, an opinion is not set in stone based on what the player does. Like, I'm not going to sit here like Skip Bayless and tell you that LeBron James doesn't have the clutch gene. How stupid is that? Seals, you said Jordan Davis was a great pick. I did. I did at 22, not 13. Remember you guys had, I wanted the linebacker Floyd from Jacksonville, and I wanted the defensive back from the Ravens, Kyle Hamilton. That's what I want. I wanted you to draft Kyle Hamilton. Instead, you took Jordan Davis. Okay. I wanted you to take the corner from Kansas City. Okay. You imagine, that's right. You imagine this, Kyle, if they had listened to me, they would have drafted Q and McDuff and had Cooper, and their secondary would be better than Baltimore. Davis got the ring. You get this. So does that kid, Thomas Booker. Don't make him better than the guy in New York, Dexter Lawrence. Davis got a ring, and he's the lesser player. Because you have a ring doesn't validate your career unless you're a quarterback. So you think if a guy's on a football team like Vince Wilfork, who has 3 rings, say he's got 3 rings, okay? And that you think he's a better player than Reggie White because Reggie's got 1? You can't be any dumber. Sills, We say it all the time. Secondary wins Super Bowls. It's one of the reasons why the Raiders have not been good since the 70s. They've never really had a great secondary. He's a fat body. His D coordinator called him fat. How come your boy's not in shape? I don't know. I'm going to pass on that. Too many chili cheese dogs down there at the shore. Too many, what is that? Saltwater taffy. Hey, that's just in, fatty. Hey, Donut Davis, stop with the saltwater taffy on the boardwalk. That might help you out a little. Yeah. It's saltwater taffy. It might help you out. That might help you play 17 games. Yeah, here's the difference, douchebag. You ready? I'm 60 years old. Yeah, still fat at 60. Okay, you got me. Case closed. At least I'm not eating Butterfingers at 23. Yeah. Or like, how many Happy Meals do you think that guy can devour inside of 20 minutes, Jordan Davis? 50? Hey, what if 50? How many Happy Meals do you think Jordan Davis can devour? At least 50. Hey, look, July 4th is coming up. So I guess the hot dog eating guy's back, right? Joey Chiswick, whatever his name is. The guy who eats like 100 hot dogs. Hey, great. How many hot dogs do you think Jordan Davis? I mean, if you put Jordan Davis in a July 4th hot dog eating contest against Joey Chestnut, who would win? Let me think. Who's your money on? Joey Chestnut or Donut Davis when it comes to July 4th Nathan's hot dog eating contest? Who would win? I'm gonna have to get Philly Godfather on to get the odds on that one. Who's the money on? Who would the money be on? Joey Chestnut or Donut Davis on eating hot dogs at Nathan's on July 4th? Money's on Joey. We talked about Albert Hainsworth. Yeah, he was a good football player. Davis in a landslide. Yeah, do you have to eat the bread? Like, do you have to eat the bread on that shit? Carter gets 3 rings, yes. It's over and done with in the 80s. Thanks, Chip. I appreciate that. All right. So now I'm going to do something before we get Bill Goldberg on. That'll be at the bottom of the hour here. Looking forward to this, man. I can't wait to talk to him. He's back at also Monday Night Raw. He was there on Monday, believe it or not. So we're going to talk with him. We'll get him on here in a second. So I wrote down my all-century team. I wrote down the Philadelphia Eagles all-century team. Who do you think's my quarterback? Here it is. Who do you think's my quarterback on the all-century team for the Eagles? Here's Master Penis. You would win in a Josh Prescott ass-looking contest. Thanks a lot, Master Penis. Appreciate it. Who do you think I picked in the all-century team? I picked Jalen Hurts. He's on my all-century team. My running back, I took Shady McCoy. Barkley's had 1 year. That's not going to make him a better running back than Shady. Shady McCoy. is my all-century running back. Can't put Barkley there. I mean, you got to play at least one more. Do you know who Barkley is right now? He's Terrell Owens. He's had one phenomenal year with a ring, albeit. But Shady is the all-century running back. My receivers. I've got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Deshaun Jackson from 2013. Those are my receivers on the Eagles all-century team. Tight end. I got Zach Ertz. Left tackle. I could have went Trey Thomas, but I went Jordan Mailata. Left guard, Dickerson. Kelsey at center. Brandon Brooks at right guard. And Lane at right tackle. My all-century team. Hurts, LaShawn McCoy, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Deshaun Jackson, Zach Ertz, Jordan Mailata. That was a tough one over Trey Thomas. Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey, Brandon Brooks, Lane Johnson. How could Barkley be with 1 year? Shady was a better player. Or, excuse me, Shady had a better career. Barkley hasn't had a Philly career yet. 1 year's not a career. Right? I'm not saying Barkley's not better. Shit, T.O.'s better than Deshaun. I'm not putting T.O. with 1 year over Deshaun Jackson. Right? Hey, let me ask you guys something. How do you think Shady would have ran with that old line this past year? He hasn't had a Philly career. 1 year's. You think that T.O. had a career? What do you think Shady McCoy would have done with that Eagle O-line? I know what Westbrook said on this program. Remember what Westbrook said? Give me that O-line. I'd like to have had. Brian Westbrook goes, I wish I had that O-line. Shady McCoy would have went for $2,000 too. I mean, guy might have taken you to a Super Bowl if you had that O-line. How about this? 2,500. He would have been just amazing. So here's my defense, my all-century team. Got Brandon Graham. I got Trent Cole as my edge rushers. My 2 D tackles, Jalen Carter, Fletcher Cox. My linebackers, I've got Zach Bond and Jordan Hicks. This is like since 2000. My corners, I got Slay and Patrick Robinson. My safeties, believe it or not, you're going to not like it. I've got CJ and Brian Dawkins. Cooper in the nickel. I wonder what McNabb would have done with our old line. McNabb, it's more about leadership. McNabb would have thrived. McNabb would have thrived with that offense. Let me ask you something. What do you think Carson Wentz would have done with the offense he has now? Carson Wentz threw for 4,000 yards with not one receiver over 500 yards. What would he have done with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert? 4,600 yards? 5,000 yards? This is funny right here. Bend my friend over. Probably. Wentz would have been Josh Allen? McNabb would have thrown an interception at the end of the game with a chance to win. Carson Wentz at his prime to Josh Allen. I actually thought Carson Wentz was more like Brett Favre. That's the shit I was saying. When I was talking about him, I mean, I was comparing him kind of like I thought he was a Brett Favre dude. The way he played like Favre. That game in LA that he played, where he had a knee injury, right? Guy has a knee injury, and he ends up finishing the game. He limps off the field. And this is after a guy threw a touchdown. So kind of in a way, would Sirianni been able to keep McNabb's ego? No way. See, Xander said something perfect the other day. Nick Sirianni's in the perfect storm, in the eye of the storm. To sit there and say that you could plug somebody else in, and anytime you've got something going, that's why coaches are so afraid to change the room if something's in a winning streak. You know, there used to be a line back in the day that a player couldn't lose his job. Okay? Like a player couldn't lose his job to injuries. That shit's out the window now. Nobody cares about that. Hey, dude, who's got the hot hand? I'm going with the hot hand. Okay? That's where I'm going. I'm going the dude with the hot hand. Okay? All right. Hit the like button. Couple minutes, we're going to catch up with our friend Bill Goldberg. Looking forward to that. 5-time WWE champion. How many places get Bill Goldberg? Or guys like Jake the Snake or The Rock? I mean, right? Got a couple more treats lined up for you, too. Over the next couple weeks heading into training camp. What do you think I was going to leave you hanging? That we weren't going to put those guys in the room? Look at flexing. Goldberg's old. Yeah, but I'll tell you what. He'll get 6 million people watching him wrestle for the championship. That's what I care about. How you doing? So I wrote down this. I got a list here. And I ranked the quarterbacks that Vic Fangio is going to have to go against with this new group. So as we look at it now, here's the secondary for the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's go back here. And let's take a look at this. By the way, it's not the same secondary as a year ago. So they're completely different dudes. You do not have the same skill set playing in the secondary. You've got Keely Ringo. You've got a rookie and Andrew Makuba. So you have a first-year starter and Keely Ringo and a first-year starter at free safety. Strong safety, you have Reed. And you have Q at the other corner. And in nickel, you have Cooper. Okay. There's your secondary. Keely Ringo, Andrew Makuba, Reed Blankenship, Quinyon Mitchell, and Cooper DeJean. How good do you think that group is before we go forward? Before we go forward here, how good is that group? Seals, the rule about not losing your job due to injury ended when Bill went with Brady. That's a great take, Bob. It's decent, okay? Decent. Good group. That's fire. First-year starters. That's fire. Makuba hasn't even put a fucking helmet on yet. Or wait, he has. He was in shorts, though. All right. That's fire. Incomplete. Okay. That's fire. Hit the like button, guys. Bill Goldberg coming on. All right. So I've ranked them. Obviously, a couple guys twice because you play them twice in the NFC East. So week 2, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City. And this is on the road with Keely Ringo, Fidel Castro, Andrew Makuba, Reed Blankenship, Quinyon Mitchell, and Cooper DeJean. How you feel about them going into that game with that secondary versus Mahomes? How many yards do you think Mahomes goes for in that game? 254. 3 TDs. We're set with Makuba, Keely Ringo. I got Mahomes going for 254 and 3 touchdowns versus that group. Second, week 17, Josh Allen in Buffalo. .336, 3 TDs. What? Shit, the last time he played, he had 500 yards. Well, you think it's going to get better? He had 500 yards. By the way, I'm not talking about winning the game. I'm just talking how you think this guy plays against that group. It's not about winning. I think he goes for about 336 and 3 touchdowns. He went for 500 yards the last time you played him. All right. Week 3, Matthew Stafford. You got this one at home. How do you think that group does against Matthew Stafford? Keely Ringo, Andrew Makuba. Devontae Adams, too. And Puka Nacua versus Keely Ringo and Andrew Makuba. You do have Q and Coop. And the greatness of Reed. I got Matthew Stafford 285 and 2 touchdowns in this one. Baker Mayfield on the road in Tampa. What do you see this one? Week 4. I got this one ranked 4th. How do you think this goes down? So far I got Mahomes 254, 3 TDs. I got Josh Allen in week 17, 336 and 3. And Matthew Stafford in week 3, 285 and 2. What about Mayfield? Till further notice, got an average secondary with 2 trash cans. I love Kyle. Kyle, you're so good now. Puka's fragile. What do you think Baker does? Let's see here. Baker Mayfield. Down in Tampa. .304 and 2 touchdowns. Threw for 4,500 yards and 41 TDs a year ago. He torched your asses a year ago. What would make you think versus a lesser group he's not going to do better? Well, wait a minute, Sue. Why would he be worse than he did a year ago? You got lesser players now, and they brought all 11 guys back. The Bucs have brought all 11 starters back. Why would he not play better? I mean, you didn't. They did. All 11 starters. I don't know this one. He may be back for that game. I do not believe the Bucs are going to start him. And they're going to start that kid, Emeka Buka, probably in the first couple weeks. And they may activate him for that game, senor. I don't know. Because they're not really in a position where they have to put him out there yet. Okay? And here's the problem. It's a good call. Josh Grizzard, he's never called a play. He's in the same boat you're in with your OC. He's been there a bit under Dave Canales and under Liam Cohn, but he's never called it. So I don't know. Okay? I really don't know. So that secondary requires that Vic gets all the pressure from the D-line, needs 7 guys in passing lanes. Front seven's got to play great this year to help that secondary as it gets a little better. And it will get better if you get pressure. And again, you don't have to have a ton of sacks. You just can't allow them. Again, I'm going to say one more time here. The most important thing that you have to have is you got to set the edge against the run. Okay? You just have to. Now, one thing I heard, and one thing I keep hearing John McMullen say, is that Vic is the best D coordinator in football right now. No, he's not. He had the best year. People get clouded by 1 year instead of one's resume. Steve Spagnuolo has been to 3 straight Super Bowls and won 4 of them. Okay, they got beat. But over the last 5 years, has there been a better coordinator in football than Spags? No. He's even got a Super Bowl win against you. I mean, how do you sit there and go, Vic's the best, when last year was the first year he's ever had a number 1 defense? Tell you this. Spags who? Spags is going to Hall of Fame. Vic Fangio's not. Vic Fangio's not an assistant Hall of Fame coach. Steve Spagnuolo is. Dick LeBeau is. Shit like that. Vic is better right now. No, he's not. Personnel will dictate that, not your scheme. Dave Wanstead said this perfectly, and Vic will tell you too. Players make the scheme go. The right players. So stupid. Look at that offense you guys have. Let me say this to you. The offense that the Philadelphia Eagles run is like a high school offense, but no one can stop it in the NFL. Why? Because you've got great players at it. It's the most predictable offense in football. throw left, throw right, nothing across the middle, pressure the quarterback, he runs right. Can you stop it? No. Simple. Nobody can stop it. Why is that? Well, because of the players. I mean, seriously, it's the players. It's not the scheme. You run no motion. The receiving routes are lame as ever, but nobody could stop those guys. AJ route on a slant is impossible. He doesn't drop the ball. He's impossible to get on the ground. He's just impossible. And then on top of that, you got Barkley and that old line. Forget it. It's over. Like, you guys need 2 or 3 punches to knock people out. In a game that other players are playing, they need 100 punches to knock somebody out. The Eagles can knock you out with either hand. 90% of the teams in the league can't knock you out, let alone knock you out with both hands. I mean, that is not a complex offense. YZ. 34.8% of the targets go to A.J. Brown. I don't know. How much more predictable can you be? What could Smitty get? What's his target number? 25? So what do you have? 60, 70% of the targets each game go to 2 guys? How complex is that? I mean, right? Hit the like button. We're going to catch up with our friend Bill Goldberg soon. I mean, right? Dude, that team beats the hell out of people because of one reason. Because of their old line, and they beat the shit out of people. That's what they do. All right. I could not wait for this, man. I am so happy that I reconnected with my boy here. We met one another up in Montreal years ago. Bill was playing for the Surge. I think he had been playing maybe after he played for the Rams, but he had a really great career at Georgia. And he went down the same path as The Rock. We've had The Rock on here. And The Rock told you too, because Rock tried to play in Canada. And then his dad helped him out and all this and that. And I got hired by Ole Anderson, WCW. And I went to this thing called like the Power Shack. Big Van Vader was there. All these guys. Then they sent me over to Europe, and I wrestled for Otto Watts, CWA. I had a Road Warrior Hawk out there. I'll tell you this, Bill, I don't know how he does it. So we're going to bring him up here in a second, but I'll tell you this. I wrestled in Vienna and in Europe for a year. I don't know what you folks think of wrestling, but it finished me off. It is. I can hear my wife laugh. It finished me off. It was the hardest thing I ever did in my life, and that includes two-a-days. So with all that being said, hey, man, I got a ton of questions for him here. He's going to get back in the ring here. People are bitching already at Bill. I mean, they always have. Let's bring him up here. Our friend Goldberg, he joins us now. Big Bill. How you doing, brother?
What's up, man?
Hey, so great to see you again, man. How's the health?
Well, I can't tell you the truth, but I'm good, man. I'm good for a 58-year-old man. I'm not doing too bad. I'd put myself up against any other 58-year-old. That's for sure.
Still looking for it, huh?
Skinny, man. Yeah, I've lost a lot of weight. I mean, it's just tough. It's tough to train like you used to, and it's tough to, it's like going back to the NFL at 58 years old and trying to be, that big badass defensive lineman again. It's just, it's tough. So I'm not gonna bitch. I'm not gonna moan. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna give excuses. I'm just gonna fucking do it. I mean, that's all you gotta do. I mean,
well, Bill, let me ask you this. So I tell people this all the time. Somebody like yourself and somebody like a Michael Jordan, dude, your love for the game doesn't ever fade. It's the body that fades. You know what I mean? I mean, all that right now. So is it still your heart bringing you back for you to get back in the ring again the way you are now?
Well, there's a lot of reasons why I'm doing it. I mean, if push came to shove, I wouldn't have planned it at 58 years old. But, you know, that's just the way things go. Unfortunately, my last match with the WWE, contractually, you know, it was against Roman Reigns. It was in Saudi Arabia. There were a number of things that were wrong with that scenario. First and foremost, me coming off of COVID 3 weeks before. You know, I hadn't trained for 3 months. I had COVID. And so, to make an extremely long story short, it just wasn't the right way for me to go out. That's all. And so I talked to Vince, and we agreed that I'd do another match. And then, you know, a couple months later, Vince gets fired, and the match goes up in flames. So, you know, that was right after I wrestled Roman. I don't know, it was 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. And then out of the blue, I get a phone call asking if I'm still interested in the retirement match. And, you know, I mean, I had to think about it for a second, but, you know, instantly your answer is yes, so that you can go out on your own terms and rectify, you know, what people saw before. But then you have to look at reality. You know, I got to look at the fact that, you know, I hurt my shoulder playing football, right? And I've done nothing but compound injury after injury on that shoulder since. And, you know, it's tough. It's tough to beat Gage Goldberg's dad for the last 5 to 6 years since we moved here to San Antonio. That was my identity. Obviously, people know me as Goldberg, but I slid right into dad mode, and I stopped training, and uh, I stopped really caring about myself, and I went 100% full steam into being dad and doing whatever I had to do to give my son an opportunity to follow his dreams. And he's a kid that I didn't let play football until he was in ninth grade. I didn't let him work out until he was in ninth grade, just like me. And he was a baseball player. The kid is freaking unbelievable. Two guys stole. He was a catcher. Two kids stole on him his senior year. That was it. Two kids. He was all state. He was freaking awesome. I let him play that, you know, since he was 5 years old, and then, and then, you know, he comes up to me. I'm in my garage/gym right now, and I remember we're walking up those stairs, and he grabs me and he goes, "Dad." And I said, "What?" And he goes, "I want to hit people." And I was like, okay, now my dream has been fulfilled. I have a son that likes pain, or at least inflicting it. So, you know, he never went to camps. He went, you know, last minute, right before the season started, we went to Alabama camp, and we stopped into UTSA. Because as a baseball player, as you know, summer league goes all the way to August.
Absolutely.
And that's when football starts.
Right.
So he never had the opportunity to put himself in that slot as, hey, I want to play football. So he was behind the 8 ball. You know, fast forward, he had a good senior season, and, you know, nobody even played football here in town that was coaching him, really. So it was tough. He didn't. I took. Remember Chuck Smith? Played with Chuck at
Atlanta.
I took Gage down to Chuck. I think for like 2 or 3 days just to get a little training in before the season. And when he came back, he had to teach the linebackers what he learned in Atlanta with Chuck, because the coaches really didn't have the background for it.
Skill of coaching.
Yeah, it is what it is, you know. So he was behind the 8 ball. He made a decision to go to we got a preferred walk-on offer to go to Alabama. Obviously, we thought about Georgia. They never got back to us. Well, they didn't get back to us in time. He put a deadline on a day, and he wanted to decide that day. He went off to school thinking he was going to Alabama. And then 2 hours later, Saban retires. So that completely screwed that choice. And so I pick up the phone and I called Dion. And I said, "What's up, man? What's going on?" He knew what was going on. And
wow.
I said, "Gage wants to go to Colorado." He goes, give me 5 minutes. I'll have our linebacker coach call you. And he called, asked when he could get up there, offered him a preferred walk-on. I couldn't give an answer for Gage because I'm his dad. I'm not him,
Right.
And so I said, hold on a minute. Let me get a hold of him. We'll see what we can do to maybe get there in the next couple of days. And then I hung up the phone and I'm like, Jesus Christ, did I just insult him? So I picked up the phone and I called him. I said, you know what? He'll take it. He's in. We'll be there as soon as we can. So push came to shove. That was his decision. Went there. He's had a wonderful year learning. That's the best part. When I went and saw Dion for the first practice, for the first time in a long time, he grabbed me and he's like, we got 171 years of NFL experience on the coaching staff, but not one of them is a bad father. And Dion, man. Really, you know him well. So you know why I let Gage go there. Why I wanted to get Gage to go there. So
you wanted the teaching, and also you wanted to know that guy could carve out a path for him to reach his dreams. Because Bill, you and I know one of the toughest things that we have to do is find that road. We know due north, Bill, but we know there's swamp in the middle of due north. But when you have an opportunity to go to a guy like Dion, he can kind of maneuver through all that swamp to give the kid the best chance. So this is what you've been doing the whole time. And then on the other time, by the way, I'll show up at Monday Night Raw. I'll do that. And then I'll go and we're going to go.
It's been a weird existence. It is. I mean, I'm on my tractor and then I get on a plane and go on national television in front of millions of people. I'm like 10 different people. You know me. I mean, you don't know me now. Moving out of California, we moved to a couple 100-acre ranch here in Texas, and my wife is a neonatal care, takes care of exotic animals, babies. We got a giraffe and we got kangaroos at the barn right now. And
who is this guy?
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, Bill, it sounds though like you're enjoying life.
Well, 1,000%. There's no reason to breathe unless you're enjoying it. This is what I'm sitting in a 15,000 square foot garage that houses all my cars I've collected throughout the years, and then I got a weight room upstairs. So you try to build your kingdom so that you don't have to leave its surroundings. I've got everything I need here. I got a shooting range a quarter mile away. I got a 2-3 acre pond down there with 10-pound bass in it, and we got the barn, and I got the garage, and I got a skid pad, and I got
I want an invite to this thing. This thing sounds like it's a day camp. This thing sounds like day camp here, man. I love it, Bill.
At the end of the day, you try to build your kingdom to where you don't want to leave it and don't have to leave it. We got chickens now, so I got a plethora of eggs every day. So
well, then, Bill, why get back in? Why get back in then?
Because of what I just told you. Because I ain't freaking going out the way I went out. Period. End of story. So at 58 years old, if I have to go in there hobbled, if I have to go in there 30 pounds lighter, I don't give a shit, because I have a point to make. And at 58 years old, can I still make that point? I don't know, but I'm going to do my best. And my best is 99. My best, 50% of me is better than 99% of the pricks on the planet, I believe.
It is.
So if I still give that effort and have the work ethic, though I'm not who I used to be, but here I am, I mean, we don't lose that.
No.
And so it's a risk. It's a huge risk. Am I risking the legacy of Goldberg in the ring? Yeah. I mean, always, every time you step in there, you risk that. But, it's risk versus reward. And, it's another opportunity to give Gage a platform to see his dad go out and do his thing. I mean, he's the reason why I came out of retirement in the beginning, 15 years ago or whatever it was for the first time. And, so, I mean, I'm not doing it for me. I mean, I am partly, but I'm mainly doing it for him.
And Bill, to me, every athlete doesn't want to go out on a knee. You know what I mean? And I hear that. I mean, you don't want it. So this is not going to be some sort of 2, 3, 4 match, 5 match thing. You're going to play it by ear after this, and what happens after that. I mean, this is something right here for you where you just don't want to. If I'm walking out of something, I'm walking out my way.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And if I'm, if they have to drag me out of there or carry me out of there, then that's fine because I chose to do it. And I chose to spend the last 6 months, training and preparing for this. I chose to go to Colombia to a company called Bio Accelerator that changed my life with the stem cell treatment.
Huh.
I mean, that's a whole different conversation, but that started this whole process. When I decided to do the match, I had a period of time that I could train, which I never have had before. It was always, hey, can we have you in 3 weeks? Can we have you next month? When you have you, in a week, whatever it is. I just have never in your 50s, you don't, stay ready every minute, to get back in your underwear in front of millions of people. Like I said, I'm on a tractor freaking mowing lawns. I'm feeding babies. I'm doing anything and everything that's probably the polar opposite of being that superstar of the ring.
Bill, what do you make of this though? So there's some criticism I read from Billy Ray that all of a sudden now you just all of a sudden here he is fighting for the title. Like you haven't stood in line, you haven't done this, you haven't done, and I look at that and go, wait a minute here, man.
I was 176-0. I don't have to stand in freaking
I don't think so either.
Yeah, exactly. So Bully Ray can bite me. I could care, but everybody's got an opinion. And Bully Ray has a podcast that's about wrestling, right? And so you're obviously gonna chime in and give your 2 cents. And I love him to death, and I respect his opinion. But his opinion is like an asshole, and everybody's got one, right? So I mean, that's fine. Everybody, Goldberg's limping to the ring. Goldberg's small. Goldberg's old. I am freaking old. What do you want me to do? Show up at 20 years, turn the clock back? But show me another 58-year-old dude that's willing to go out and do this. I mean, there's a couple, but I'm going to hopefully surpass their performance. And at the end of the day, I got to surpass my performance in the past.
But Bill, don't you think the wrestlers and the people that cover the sport today don't understand? Because again, when I'm wrestling and there's Hawk in the ring, or there's Animal, or there's Ken Patera, or somebody that I knew when I'm in the ring, dude, those guys get number one priority because those guys were the guys that built the damn sport, not because I've been practicing or I've been here longer than you or more consistent than you over the last couple of years. Don't you guys have a different place in the sport where like you and Rock, you and Austin, and those guys could just go, hey, look, man, they want me to get back in the ring and fight for the title. I'm going to do it because I have the fucking equity to do it.
I do believe you're correct. 1,000%. I mean, yeah, that's called not seniority, but it's, hey, they put the title on me at WCW after being in the business for less than a year in front of 50,000 people in Atlanta, right? I don't think that I think they knew what they were doing. I mean, it wasn't my decision by any stretch of the imagination. Every single time I've been asked to do something, I've done it in this business. I haven't come in and demanded anything. Well, not much, but
you think the business has treated you fairly? Like, Bill, I saw a documentary on you, and I sat there and I said this, I go, I know this guy. I fucking don't believe what they're saying. Hard worker, he was tough to be in the ring with and all this and that. And I'm listening to this and I go, well, you know what? He's a physical guy. I know the guy. He's physical. And if you get in the ring with him, and if you F up and you start being Henry Hero, this guy's going to drop you on your bonnet. It's just not going to work and people don't get that about you. But Bill, do you think the business and the media side, and maybe even your own crew of people that you've wrestled with, do you think they never really understood you, period? Because maybe it's the football background, maybe because things were given to you not given to you. You earned early that you ended up getting it fast, that maybe people always had an ass with you and how they looked at you, because I looked at you as a shooting star on this thing. I mean,
well, 1,000%. here's the deal. A lot of people are like, well, you know, and Gunther came out in the beginning and said, hey, 2-minute match. You can't go more than 2 minutes. If my job is to go out and smash someone in 60 seconds, do you think I'm going to politic to be out there longer? Right? Do you think
No.
I'm gonna say, guess what? Make me like every other schmuck in the ring that chain wrestles and that does high spots and that does I want to be different. And I do believe there was a place for different. And I think that I proved the point. And I mean, the character's one-dimensional. He's one-dimensional. He went out there. I was Tyson. I smashed people and I left. I didn't talk about it. I didn't revel in my success. I just went out and headbutted doors and ran people over. And along the way, a couple people got hurt. You know how many times I got hurt in the business? Do you think I blamed it on everybody else? Not a chance. I'm studying my opponent, right? And excuse me, and I've seen random videos of his opponents and of other people, and then a short will pop up and I'll click on it of guys hurting people, right? And I kicked Bret Hart in the head on accident 100 years ago, and I've been remorseful ever since. And I've said I was sorry, and I was young in the business.
Sure.
No question.
Everybody's stiff in the business when they first start. If you don't know that, right?
And people make mistakes.
Right.
And people have to understand that I was extremely lucky to break in the business when I did, because I had Kurt Hennig, I had Kevin Nash, I had the Steiner brothers, I had Norton, I had, you know, Hogan, I had Flair, you know, when he talked to me, I had Bret Hart. You know, there were guys that were unbelievable sources of information and coaches and people that took the time to help me out. I never would take advantage of anybody. I mean, I'm a dude who went up against 350-pound guys every play, playing nose guard, just like you did.
Yep.
Do you think I'm going to cheap shot people?
Absolutely not. And like you're taking on guys like Vader. I mean, you know, let me ask
Vader used to smash guys just for fun.
Oh my, that power bomb.
I never did that.
How many times that people get out of the ring? You know how many people he used to tell me, because he'd come over to the power shack over there where we were training, and people would go when he does the power bomb. You know how many people he injured doing that power bomb? That nobody really ever gave him a bunch of shit about that. And I was like, that was one of the most devastating moves. And I just never got, Bill, I never got how people looked at you. I always thought it was jealousy. I mean, is there somebody that you, I believe it is jealousy. Is there somebody you patterned your game after? Is there somebody in your career when you got going? Hey, first off, before I get there, how'd you get into wrestling after football?
My accountant called me and said, you know what? You didn't make shit in the NFL, so you might want to figure out a career. That's pretty much how it happened, you know. And the fact is that I've been working on my body and I've been working on my character as a football player for my whole life. And it was an easy transition mentally.
Yes.
For the physical part, but it was a whole different ballgame. You know that. You were talking about it earlier. It was something that I never thought that I would enjoy, be good at, or master, or be successful. And I worked my ass off. I went down to the power plant and I videoed everything I did. And I studied UWF, I studied pancrase, I studied I studied every martial arts competition that I could, you know, competitive sambo, jiu-jitsu, all kind of different stuff, just to try to get a handle on a character, a style, and what people would want to see. And mixed martial arts was the forefront at that time. It was just breaking in, and I thought it was going to be the biggest thing, the next big thing, right? Well, I was kind of right. And I patterned myself after a Mike Tyson / MMA guy that, just so happened to weigh 290, could do a back handspring, and was in the NFL for a little while, right? So, I mean, that's all I did. I mean, Hawk, I loved watching Hawk. Sting helped me exponentially. Dallas Page. There were so many things and so many people that had a hand on my career. But I just took little pieces of people whether it was a look from Hogan, or whether it was Hawk and the sticking his tongue out thing, or whether it was Dan Severn doing this after he wins an MMA fight. I just combined all of the little tiny intricacies that I enjoyed with what I thought people would like to see.
What was tougher, Bill, for you to build your body up to go through this, or to build the character up and to build, because again, without the character, Bill, you're nowhere, but without the body and the physical tools and the skill set that you were talking about, you're nobody.
I had the body.
What was tougher?
You know that. Oh, I had the body
in
that we played football and all we did was train, and all we did was get beat up, and all we did was smash heads with each other. And all we did was go through physicality that pushed the body to the limit every day. This was no different. It was no different, except it was completely different. Your body feels different things. The ropes, the ring, your back takes a beating. Your knees take a beating.
Bill, let me tell people this about, so when I got into the ring, I thought these fucking ropes were nothing. I didn't know that they were covered, and they were like cable, like you see out where a power line is. By the end of the week, I had the side of underneath my arm was so swollen.
Yeah.
I had never, but then I started wincing. I'm wincing. I go, I don't fucking wince. And I'm wincing on the ropes. I tell people this, Bill, you tell me, training for football and going through training camp versus going in a match. Hey, people think those floors, they are not soft. Okay? They are not. Bill, that finished me off. I played 7 years of pro ball. When I went over there,
you were too beat down when you got there. I mean, I had just come off of stomach surgery. I was pretty beat down. I never thought I'd be able to do anything ever again. I had to get out of football because I had athletic pubalgia, like a hernia thing, and it was horrible. And I never thought I'd be able to pick 500-pound dudes up afterwards, let alone, go out there and succeed in the wrestling ring for a number of years. But it's a mentality thing, dude. It's like what the military does with their bodies, right?
Yeah.
You can push the body past the limits that you have physically or mentally set for yourself if you put your mind to it. And I refused to let them see pain in me because I had just come from the NFL and I wanted to show them what we were all about. And I was watching guys fall out. I was watching guys throw up. I was watching guys give up.
Yeah.
And I was laughing because I wasn't going to be that guy.
Absolutely. So what's your relationship with, and you're going to get in the ring and you're going to fight for the title. Is this title number 6 if you win it?
I don't keep track, man. Honestly, I don't.
I think it's title 6. I mean, how do you feel about getting into the ring again and fighting for a championship again?
The dude opened his mouth about me and my family. Period. End of story. That's what started this whole thing. Now you might kill this guy if he's not understanding who you are. I don't think he gets who you are. Who I am to him is an old man.
Yeah, well,
is a 58-year-old guy who is hobbled and not like he used to be, and he believes that even at my peak that he could have taken me, which is absolutely laughable. But I mean, this guy's he's a formidable opponent. I mean, he's the world heavyweight champion. I mean, I remember meeting him, years ago, right when he broke in. And I mean, the guy had a shooting star up his ass at that point. And I knew he was going to be, destined for big things. And hey, it's an honor for me to get in the ring with him. It's an honor to step into a position to be vying for the world heavyweight championship at 58 years old. I mean, I don't know of any other ones who've retired for with a match like that.
George Foreign, you remind, I was friends with George, Big George.
As was I. Yeah.
And I was there ringside when he beat Michael Mora. This sounds so much fucking like this. I'm watching it for 9 rounds. I'm there in Vegas with my wife. We're watching this thing. I'm just going, man, Michael Moore. And all of a sudden, ba-bum, bang. This guy goes down. I'm like, holy shit. And there was George Foreman. He was wearing the same shorts that he wore the night he got beaten Zaire.
And I'm going to do the same thing.
That's you, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. George Foreman sitting at a bar. I wouldn't want to pick a fight with that 58-year-old guy. I don't care.
Now, and now now that's something completely different. That's a street fight, not a wrestling match.
You got that covered, right?
Well, Gunther's got a hell of a lot better chance at a wrestling match than he does a street fight. Because I don't care how old I am.
You ain't losing that one. Hey, Bill, do you like the state? Couple lessons for you, brother. Do you like the state of the wrestling game right now?
I think it's in good hands. I don't know a lot about the fan interaction and how it's changed since I was in there. I mean, I experienced it a little bit Monday night. I was extremely thankful that first and foremost, anybody would remember who I was, let alone
How'd
cheer
you
for
feel?
me.
How'd you feel in there? How'd it feel being back in the light?
It was awesome, man. It was really cool. I mean, the best part about it was to get out of the ring and to be able to high five and hug kids, man. Because that's the best. That's the biggest thing I got out of it when I was, at the top, is what a difference that we can make in a kid's life. And that's the coolest gift you could ever have. And that's an absolute honor to be in that position. And it's a huge responsibility. And it's one that I took on with open arms, and I cherished that. And so, to be perfectly honest with you, that's what I miss about it more than anything. The physicality, and that's I kickbox twice a week. I don't care about the physicality. I could go in there and spar with a 300-pound dude in 2 seconds, but the ability to look at a kid and see in their eyes how excited they are and how fulfilled they are after you give them what they want, whether it's a picture or an autograph or something. Dude, you know that. It's the coolest thing in the world. And that's a gift that, comes with a lot of responsibility, as I said.
Bill, I love the fuck out of you, man. I'm so glad we've reconnected here. Let me give you a couple last ones. I'm exceptionally good friends with Rock. You have a good relationship with him? Are you good? Are you guys, you and him, good boys? Are you guys cool, or is it still competitive, or what?
No,
where are you with him?
We're cool, man. I haven't spoken to him in years. I love him to death. There's the story of him reaching out and asking if he wanted me to check on my mom down during one of the hurricanes before we had ever even met in person. So for that gesture, I'll always be a Rock fan. And not to mention the fact that he's extremely talented and extremely successful in everything that he's done. And he sets the bar higher for guys like me and the people that would follow in his footsteps,
but I think he followed in yours. Bill, I know the kid, and I know you're like the first. Well, there were guys. I mean, Orndorff did it too. I know there were former NFL guys, but Bill, you were like the first dude like that was a college star, and all of a sudden, bam, there you are, front and center. You're fighting for the heavyweight championship, WCW, and you're there in Atlanta. And I'm like, holy shit, I saw this guy 18 months ago in Montreal playing in the World Bowl, and there he is fighting for the title.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to freaking pinch yourself, don't you?
I do, but the reality is that the entire fan base keeps me grounded because they all think I'm a piece of shit and I don't deserve it, right? So I can think I'm as good as I want at one day, and then all I got to do is read one comment and go, you know what?
I can't wait.
And stuff like that shouldn't bother you by any stretch, because I don't give a flying flip what anybody says. Come step in my shoes. Come live in my life. Go, like I said, Goldberg's old. Goldberg's limping to the ring. Yeah, I got a bad knee, motherfucker. What do you want me to do? Levitate? I don't care. I'll walk to the ring with a limp, with a knee brace, with one fucking arm. I don't care. I'm going to headbutt the shit out of somebody, and I'm going to spear him. And, hopefully I'm able to do some good stuff before all of that happens. But, you got to kill me to freaking keep me down. You do.
Yeah,
and
last question.
And you're the same way, dude. You are. We all have it mentally to be that guy. I don't care whether you're 10 or whether you're 200. I'm still that guy. CT Fletcher. I don't know if you know CT. Great friend of mine. He's still that guy mentally. Physically, he can't be that guy. But mentally, yeah, to the day I step in that grave, I'm gonna think that, yeah, you get it. I
I
don't have to
totally get it,
eloquate it
man.
anymore.
Now, let me ask you this. WCW or WWFE? Would you have the most fun wrestling?
There's no question. It was WCW. I mean, there's absolutely no question because it was during the peak of the Monday Night Wars. And the things that we were putting on television and the way that we were going about our business and the way they were going about their business is that the true competitive nature. And Monday Night Football changed their time slot because we were killing them in the
No
ratings.
shit.
So those were the best times for me. Now I had great times at WWE, but truly the best part of my career was in the beginning. Sting, Hogan, Kevin Nash, the Steiners, Piper, freaking Macho. Everybody was down there, and it was a different place. It was different, But I think it was the perfect place for me at the time.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, I'm excited that you're getting back in. I'm excited. I hope we get to do this again, dude. I mean, I'm gonna be up your ass lately, man, because I want to reconnect with you again. I'm really glad what you've done in your life, man. I'm so proud to say that you're my friend. Hey, real quick here, Georgia Bulldogs. Surely you follow your dogs, right? Gonna have another great
year. Not as much as I follow Colorado now, but yes, I still follow the dogs. Absolutely. Hopefully Kirby's at my match.
Yo, so what? You could tell him, where was the call? You called too late for my kid.
Man, that's all. It's water under the bridge. It is. That was going to be a tough situation. I knew when I got to the point to be dad, and my son was wanting a scholarship, and he was wanting to do this and that. It's a tough thing, but you got to leverage yourself. You got to do whatever you got to do to make sure that your loved ones, especially your son, is in the best situation that he can be in so that he can prosper. That's it.
Absolutely. Bill, good luck to you, man. We'll be in touch again, man. We got to do this again. I'm looking forward to you getting back in the ring here. I want to see this match. Thank you, my friend, for doing this for me, man. I mean, it's absolutely awesome of you to find time for me, and you always do. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, my friend.
You got it, brother, and I'll leave you with the Sacramento Surge helmet.
There it is, right there, baby. There it is. I love the Howie jersey, too, up top there, man.
Oh, absolutely.
I love that Howie Long jersey. Brother, thank you, dude.
You got it. Be good one.
You got it. Bill Goldberg. That is our friend. Man, I love him. What a great dude. You guys were probably watching my Twitter line and saying, God, Silio's starting to put people on. I wonder what Big Joe Krause was thinking. Dan's putting some really good guys like Tony Dungy and who else do we have on down at that Tampa morning show? We had Tony Dungy, and I think we had somebody else. I forget. Oh, we had Mario Cristobal. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shock the world, and I'm going to put the A-lister on. I'm going to put Goldberg's ass on the show. I didn't put him on anywhere else. Put him on right here. Right here for you. How you doing? By the way, I got another surprise coming up. How would you like to have Reigns on? I'm friends with him, too. When I heard you guys liked wrestlers, I was like, holy shit. These guys like wrestlers? Okay. You want Roman Reigns on? Let me see here. Well, when I'm sure Xander's going to post that interview because that's going to go nuts. So, and I guarantee you, I know Bill's already told me he's going to retweet it too. So we'll have Roman Reigns on. But again, you got to remember, guys, it takes a little time to get some of these dudes on. Okay? Takes a little bit of time. How you doing? Sills Wrestling's the best. I got it. All right. Xander, hey, by the way, it's good to see that Bill Goldberg is the warm-up act for Xander Krause at 3:30. Or it's going to be 4:30. How you doing? Xander was bitching yesterday about him getting pushed to the 5 o'clock hour. Now, he's been pushed to the 4:30 hour because of Bill Goldberg. All right. Sills, can you get Undertaker on the show? Probably. I haven't spoken to him in a bit. I could definitely let me tell you a Kevin Nash story. I'll tell you guys a Kevin Nash story. So, Crawford Kerr, myself, Kevin Nash, and I forget there may have been one other dude, and I don't remember if there was another wrestler with us. We're in Daytona. We're at a bar. And Kevin Nash is in the shit house. And Kevin Nash is just pissed drunk. I mean, we must have gotten so out of our... This was about 15 years ago. And I became friends with Kevin Nash. Thank you, man, very much. I appreciate you guys. Dude, absolutely awesome. Thank you for the supers. Thank you, man. Thank you, guys. So check it out. Guys are just giving us drink after drink. I mean, we were so pissed drunk. I go into the bathroom. Kevin Nash, he follows me in. He's just swaying. How many people know how big Kevin Nash is? Do you guys know how big Kevin Nash is? How tall he is? How big he is? This guy looks like a 747. He's a fucking big dude. And so Kevin Nash is like, this fucking guy, he goes over, he teacups over. His forehead hits the sink. The fucking sink breaks. Water's shooting everywhere. Bro, the entire bathroom is underwater. This guy had hit his forehead on the sink and broke the entire sink. All 4 sinks went down. We're standing here. I'm laughing so hard. He's like, and when he turns over, he's got this giant red mark on his forehead. We are laughing. So I'm seriously, I'm pissed laughing. And I'm laughing so hard. So we got to pick this guy up. I mean, you need like an engine block lift to get this guy out of there. And it's in a little tiny shit house. And so we're like getting him out of the bathroom. Holy cow. Kevin Nash is a great dude, though, man. He's a lot of fun to hang with. No, I got it, brother. No, I got it. You're like, no, fuck that. Come on. He's really good, man. He's a really good dude. He's a good dude. All right. I'm going to go back over my quarterbacks here. I'm going to go back over my quarterbacks. Oh, what do you call it, Sue? Powder room? Sure. He broke the sinks in the powder room. Yeah, but for you, Sue, I'm assuming that the powder room's probably 18 rails. No? Hey, you're not Sue, all right? Sue, 18 rails. What am I talking about? Help me up. Sue's in the bathroom with 18 rails. Oh, not me. I've never seen that. You know them chicks. What's that? I don't know. Not that I know about any of that shit. I don't know any of that. Hey, by the way, I want to thank my friend, bend my friend's ass over. You guys were you were awesome, dude, during the interview. Thank you very much, bend my friend's ass over. You're very good. That'll give you a heart attack. Really? Yeah. Dude, yeah. Do you want to know why I didn't do drugs in college? Because of steroids. I couldn't do it. You imagine me doing lines? Holy shit. I was afraid of it. I was like, I couldn't do it. I could not. I mean, yeah, here. I'm gonna take an 8 ball, and then I'm gonna go take what? 350,000 cc's of equipoise. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sure that was good on the heart. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, by the way, 2026, I want to hit on the drafts. So let me do this again here. Xander's going to join us at the bottom of the hour here. Hit the like button, guys. Yeah, not Sue. She wouldn't know anything about 18 rails. What's that? Do I take it with a melon ball? Yeah. 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 Sure. Yeah. Right. Do I take it? How do you do it? Well, you take a dollar bill up. I hear. Okay. I hear. Okay. Sills, relax. Not with you. I see. By the way, I get intel reports that you talk shit on me, Sue. And you're throwing haymakers at me sometimes when I'm not watching. I'm always watching you now, Sue. I'm getting intel. Don't tell anybody, please. Okay? Don't tell anybody. All right. So let me go through mine. How do you guys let me line it up again. I want to reset. Quinyon Mitchell, Reed, Andrew Luck. No, Makuba. Got a cool name. And the greatness of Keely Ringo. Okay. So there's your secondary. No. Hold on. There was no battle royale today, so I put Goldberg on instead. Is that okay? Jesus criminy. You guys sound like people I know. I can't eat porterhouse. You know, I'm more of a filet mignon. Oh, you're bougie. All right. So we put Goldberg on, and this guy's like, where's the battle royale? Got another guy. Where's Twiz? Ed Reed. Still haven't got him, Sills. Holding your ass to it. We've gotten everybody on the planet on here. But here's a Twiz. Where's Ed Reed? Working on him, son. Working on him. So cue the greatness of Reed Blankenship. By the way, where's Reed Blankenship's deal? Where's Reed Blankenship's contract? Where is it? How much you paying that guy? How much you going to pay Reed Blankenship? I'm not paying that guy north of $8 million. I'll get another dude like that. That dude's expendable. For $8 million? No, thank you. Dude, they just signed Yahir Alexander for $6 million. How come the Eagles couldn't get that guy? $6 million? That's a fucking steal. I thought that guy was going to command $14 million. Why weren't the Eagles in the room? I mean, dude, you don't have anybody on your team better than that guy. No, wait a minute. Now, I didn't know this. So they gave him 4 years, 24? Is that what they did? How he's not doing that? I thought it was a 1-year deal. Okay? I thought it was a 1-year contract. $6 million. Man, that's a freaking steal. That's a total steal, man. Sticking to the plan. Well, you're right. It's either going to win or it's not going to win. NFL always shows how they feel. Kimberly, that is such a great line. Very true. 1 million, 1 year, 4 million, 2 incentives. Jim, where were the Eagles? If that's the case, it's a 1-year deal at 4 million with 2 million. Oh, because the injuries. Because he played and he's not played a full season in a bit. That makes sense now. Okay? That makes sense. 1 year, 4 million, 2 in incentives. I mean, he really hasn't played a ton of games. Man, but 1 year. I could have lived with that. He's good for 50%. Man, that's not good enough for me at 6 million. Okay, that's not good for me. Man, I'd love to have had him on the Philadelphia secondary, though. Okay. Oh, I'm not saying Philly wasn't a choice. Prince, when you hear people saying that other teams had offered him more money, and you hear more teams, I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles were in that conversation. I don't think they wouldn't be in that convo. I think Ramsey is going back to the Rams. I heard Sean McVay today making comments that there's some landmines still to work through, but I think he's going back to Los Angeles. And I think he's going to go back and play there with Sean McVay and with Chris Shula. Thank you, Kyle. All supers have been great today. Thank you, guys. Says these are the top 3 needs for the Eagles next year. Wide receiver. We're going to get there. Asante Samuel Jr. Hey, Prince, is he 26 or like 24? Asante Samuel Jr.? Isn't he something like 26 or some shit like that? He's a good football player. So he's like a young dude. 25? Well, it's going to cost you some dough for him, though. Maybe a 1-year deal. I don't know. Get to play in Philly. Baltimore isn't a bad move for him, though. Good signing for him. The Ravens are a contender for sure. He probably didn't want it that easy signing with us. Get this. I'll say this to you, Mac. The Eagles were probably concerned about his injuries. I'd rather have a guy who's going to be out there for 15 games than a guy who's going to be there for 7 games, obviously. And I just can't count his history. Philly doesn't have to gamble. They're not in a place where you have to gamble. Baltimore has to gamble. Why? Because you got to beat Buffalo and you got to beat Kansas City. There's only 2 teams, maybe Cincinnati. I don't know what Cincinnati's going to be. If you're Baltimore, your objective is not to beat any team in the NFC. I don't care about NFC teams. I got to beat Buffalo, Kansas City in the postseason. Those are 2 teams I got to beat. Maybe Cincy. Okay? I don't even give a shit about winning my division. Kansas City and Buffalo. Those are the teams that are holding Lamar Jackson back. I think Lamar's making it to the Super Bowl this year. And if he doesn't, you know what you're going to start doing? You're going to start getting into that room where you're going to do this. It just ain't happening. I'll tell you where I'm in the room now with. I wrote this down. And my aunt's going to hate me saying this. But let me put it to you this way. 2025, at the end of it, Trevor Lawrence is either going to be a bust or he's going to save that comment for another rainy day. This is it, kid. If you don't win this year, you're a bust. And I don't want to go there. Okay? I do not want to go there because I like the player. He's got great ability. But, dude, he's got to win. I mean, Joe Burrow is changing the landscape in Cincinnati. Trevor Lawrence has to change the landscape in Jacksonville. How many years and coaches are you going to go through? The African surf is right. How many coaches is he going to kill? 3? Trevor's got 3 head football coaches. Bro, after a while, you look at the guy and you go, Hoss, it's you. And I don't want to go there. I really like him. But shit. Anthony Richardson, if that guy doesn't win that job against Daniel Jones, you are officially labeled a horrific Josh Rosen bust. Josh Rosen played. How many games has this guy Anthony Richardson played? I don't know who'll be worse, Trey Lance or him. Maybe Trey Lance is the worst because it was 3 1s. This guy's a bust. Bryce Young, son, I think you're a good football player. I do. Make me keep saying that. I'm not there. Now, some would say it sells. I mean, it's Carolina. Yeah, I get it. I totally understand and I totally get it. I got it. Shit, dude. I mean, right? Those 3 quarterbacks. Those 3 QBs better do something. I mean, I'm just about out of gas with that. So let me get to that list again. Let me get to that list. I ranked all the I ranked the quarterbacks. Here it is. With that secondary of yours. I want to go through because Bill came on. I stopped, but I'm going to and I ranked all the QBs. Number 1 is Mahomes. What does Mahomes go against that secondary? By the way, I'm not telling you if you win or lose. 257, 3 TDs. Josh Allen, week 17. 353, 3 touchdowns. Matthew Stafford, week 3, 289, 2 TDs. Against Keely Ringo and Andrew Makuba. Cuba. Jordan Love, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got, let's see. No, Baker Mayfield, number 4. Baker goes for 310 and 2 tutties in week 4 against Andrew Makuba, Keely Ringo. Makuba. Mira Makuba. Like a cigar. Mira Makuba. Number 1, 2, 3, 5. 5th best quarterback you're playing. Jaden Daniels. Shit. What's my boy go for? By the way, I am going to go directly opposite of your boy, Big Z. I think Deebo Samuel has a sensational year. By the way, this guy has a personal highlight reel against the Eagles. Have you seen that highlight reel? Holy shit. It's like 1,000 yards receiving. It's got like 7 touchdowns on it. I didn't know he ate you up like that. Holy cow. Deebo Samuel schools you. I didn't know that he fucking killed you like that. It's like a really great video up there. I was watching. I'm like, holy shit. This guy's wide open. Unbelievable. Look at that. I mean, I'm watching the video now. Holy cow. This guy owns Philly. Deebo's going to have a great. Jaden Daniels. 262. 2 tutties. 85 rushing. Look at that. That kid's going to continue his greatness in week 16 and 18. How you doing? Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6 best quarterback you're playing, Justin Herbert. Have you guys played the Chargers yet? Have you ever played the Chargers with Herbert in the Nick Sirianni era? Did you play them ever? Or this is the first time you're playing him? Okay, it's the first time you're playing him against Andrew Makuba, Keely Ringo, Justin Herbert, 342 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah. This is going to be a fantastic year. Nobody's worried about Debo. Oh, my God, he'll have a great, great year working with Cliff Kingsbury as the number 2 wide receiver. Yeah, he's not the number 1. Don't have to worry about that. He's going to be taking on Keely Ringo. Debo versus Keely Ringo. Okay, sure. All right. Keely Ringo. Debo Samuel. I don't think so. Let's see what else I got. Oh, Jared Goff's next. Week 11. Your defense is probably going to start getting better here. So I'm going to say 238. Touchdown and 2 picks. I think Goff's going to struggle this year. I don't think it's Jaden. I think it's Goff that's going to struggle. Then it's the greatness of Dak in weeks 1 and 12. So let me get both games. First game, Dak's going to throw for 308 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. He's going to be thrown from behind. So those yards are going to be dog shit. So don't concern yourself that they went for 300 yards. Some 3 picks that are going to result in touchdowns. Now, the week 12 game, I think they're going to be better. So he's probably going to go for about 260, 2 and 1. I don't believe Dak's going to be a gigantic difference maker. And see something like this, Mr. International? Dak's going to throw for 300 yards in a game like that. You understand? In a game like that, Dak's going to throw for about 300 yards. He's going to be behind the whole game. What do you think they're going to do? Run it with Ricky Ricardo? They're going to throw the ball. CeeDee Lamb and them guys. Yeah, it's going to be garbage time. Out of that, you got Jordan Love. I don't know what to make of that dude. And I'm not a believer in him. I think he's good, but I don't think he's consistent enough. 241. Touchdown. 2 picks. Okay? Bo Nix. You're getting better here, probably. 200 yards, TD, and a pick. Caleb Williams, week 13, is the next quarterback. 267. 2 tutties. Still lose because they're behind. Geno Smith in week 15. Geno's good, but again, these guys are going to throw for big numbers. 280. But the game's over. It's 38-10. Russell Wilson in week 6 and 8. I don't know. 182 yards each ball game. Sure. Then I got the last one in week 7, JJ McCarthy. I don't know any. I that guy, when I see JJ McCarthy, I mean, I don't really see a quarterback that's going to carry the Minnesota Vikings to 14 wins. I just don't. All right, hit the like button. Holy cow. That was pretty good stuff there, man, with Goldberg. That was good stuff there. So again, I mean, end of the day, that secondary is going to be tested. Going to be tested. JJ McCarthy is a hipster. Okay. Hey, okay. He can ball and play against any team too. Debo's good, man. He's a good football player. Absolutely, make no mistake about it. All right. We're going to get Xander up here soon. I want to make sure you guys listen. I hope you, when you go back and you listen, or if some of you guys missing the open on Henry Ruggs, that tragic situation that happened with him a couple years back. I hope you guys give that dude an opportunity on rehab, because that guy needs an opportunity. I hope the Eagles give him one. I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles and Devontae Smith will probably build up a ton of equity by then for them to be able to maybe even give him an opportunity. He should get a chance to turn his life into something great. Debo only has one season over 900 yards in his 6 years. No one is worried about Debo. Then how's he making 18, 19, $20 million? What do you think? Because he's not a receiver. Debo Samuel's not a receiver. He's not a traditional player. He's a hybrid player. Once again, it's not what he does. Senor's trying to pin him into being like Devontae Smith. He's not Devontae Smith. He's not A.J. Brown. He's not. He's a different player. Here's Debo. And you could do more with Debo Samuel than you can Devontae Smith. Okay? So he averages about what? The 17-game season, he averages about 900 yards. Like he says. Okay? Averages about 5 TDs through the air. Okay? Rushing, he averages about 250 yards a year in rushing. He's got 20 touchdowns rushing, and he's got 22 touchdowns receiving. So he's got 42 scores in his time. And here's the number, like Senor misses and doesn't tell you about who Debo Samuel is. Yards from scrimmage, 961. His first year. Second year, he was injured. Third year, 1770. Fourth year, 864. Fifth year, 1,117. And a year ago, with a lot of injuries, he had 800 yards. So he's around 900 yards in total offense. And he's going to get you 10 touchdowns. Running the ball and, okay, once again, he's not telling you the full story from scrimmage. That's not what he fucking is. He is not a receiver. He is a guy that is a Swiss Army knife. He's not a traditional player. Are you dense? How many rushes has this guy had? Let's see. How many rushing attempts has he had in his career? He's not, okay, 59, 42, 37. This guy's got over 200 carries as a receiver. Not telling you the entire impact of the player. He's got over 200 carries. And how many receptions does he have? And he's got 335 receptions in that time frame. So 335 receptions and over 200 carries from scrimmage. That's who Deebo Samuel is. Okay? Deebo's not a fucking quarterback. This guy is as dumb as a rock. He's as dumb as a rock. His position is not designed as a wideout. He is not, that's right. He's a gadget. He's a gadget guy. He's never going to be a big volume dude with reception yards. Here's something to think about too. This guy's not even really a receiver. And this guy almost had as many yards or as many catches as Devontae did a year ago, and he missed in a traditional wide receiver position. This guy almost had 700 yards receiving and 51 receptions. And he's not a receiver. Okay, yeah. No. Again, a lie. They moved him over money. They couldn't pay him because the quarterback just got money. I'll tell you what, you'll paint up all them dudes over on the Philly side just to make you guys sound, and you try to sell me Keely Ringo. He's a fucking good player. It's crazy. You'll try to sell me Moro Ajomo. He's going to replace Josh Sweat or Milton Williams. It's dumb. It's going to be drop-off there. No, those guys may be better next year. I mean, no, I know you can't. Deebo's trash. As the second best wideout. Dude, he's not a one. He's going against Keely Ringo, not Quinyon Mitchell. I'll take that matchup. I absolutely would take that matchup. I'll take Terry McLaurin and Deebo versus Q and the guy you hope wins the job. And get this. Nobody is surely worried about Keely Ringo. Nobody's worried about him. Nobody. Kiwi Wingo. Here we go. How you doing? Nobody's worried about the greatness of Kiwi Wingo. Not happening. I bet your show, Eagles defense will be better than the Buffalo Bills defense. Bet your show. Yeah, right. That's what I'll do. Why would I do that? What would I'll tell you what, you put your house up, I'll put my show up. Deal? All right. You put your house up and we'll send the contracts over. I'll get John Morgan to write them. You put your house up and I'll put my show up. Deal? Okay. I'll do that. I always love Senor with his completely unabated fucking massive L takes. Look at that. Here's another one. Stevie could cover all 290 pounds of Deebo turkey. That's pretty funny. That's a good one. Oh. Okay, Brian. Yeah. Kiwi Wingo is all of a sudden a lockdown corner. Yeah, and you don't even have a lockdown corner. If Debo lines up in the slot, he's going to go against Coop. Bad matchup for Cement Shoe Samuel. You mean like Adam Thielen schooling your boy? Guy was in a he came out of the geriatric farm. Or like, he was the old folk kid, the Adam Thielen, and he ruined your boy. Kid was doing this. Said, I don't know, man. What happened? Had some guy that knows how to run a route. That's what happened. Don't get mad because Senor's throwing facts at Senior. Oh. Okay, yeah, you're set. Yeah, you have so much facts. Unbelievable facts. Even Ben, my friend's backside over, has more facts than Senorita. If Keely Ringo makes All-Pro, he couldn't even make All-Third Team last year on Philly. This guy didn't even make All-Third Team. I mean, the first two was let's see, it was Slay, it was Isaiah, and All-Third Team Philly. Yo, Keely Ringo was All-Third Team. It's all right. Now he's All-Pro. All right. All-Pro third team. Scout team. Yeah. Keep sleeping on Ringo. Okay, I will. Drop a 50 banger no matter what, Kyle. Look at my boy Maniac. My boy Maniac, man, has been here a long time. You are the GOAT, my friend. Absolutely. You are the GOAT. Let's see here. Debo's not a route runner like Adam Thielen. Oh, of course I know. But he is 38. Oh, my God. Keely Ringo. I'm sorry for laughing. Dory Jackson is there with the Cooper DeJean. Ringo. Yeah, I'm napping on Ringo all day, but not covering Debo on the offensive guy. Philly Ringo, baby. 4 picks. Sills book it. We can't dream, can we? Yeah, you can. Vic's going to have a lot to do with that. They got a great secondary coach. Hey, he might be good. Who knows? I don't know. Bingo was his name, though. Oh, here's another one. I love this guy. Let me see. I wrote down. This guy's right now on a streak. That's insane. Okay? Xander's going to be with us at the top of the hour. How you doing? Debo plays like he's 48. And Keely Ringo plays like he's on a scout team at Temple. Yeah, hey. He plays like he's on a scout team at Temple. Hey, Sills, if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, then Hurts wins another MVP. Will he get into Canton? Yes. I don't know how you wouldn't put him in. I don't care what his stupid numbers will be, and they will be dumb. But 2 MVPs in the Super Bowl? How about this? 2 Super Bowl wins would be in 3 appearances. He'd have as many Super Bowl wins as John Elway. I mean, yeah. Now, he's not the player John Elway was. But, yeah, no. You're putting his ass in. Ringo's unproven. No comment on my end until I see a full season. Just like Sills had to say Nakobe Dean was good last season. Too bad Nakobe Dean won't be part of your future, though. I was right about that. He won't be part of your future. How you doing? Get this. Let's see if he'll agree. Senor, do you think Nakobe Dean's part of the Philadelphia Eagle future? Seals used to say he can't give his opinion on a player that didn't start a full season, but now he's saying it. You're here. I'll tell you why. Because last year he couldn't get on the field. When Slay went down, they didn't go to him. He can't come up with that. There's no reason why a player, and Isaiah Rodgers, who didn't even play the year before, he was under suspension for gambling, got the reps, and Ringo got none. Why? He won't answer that. Well, because he wasn't ready. Well, fuck, how's he ready now? He got less reps. Now you're going to start him? And you're going to throw him out there? Well, dude, how many years has he been on the freaking team? Oh, by the way, well, I don't think Trotter's good. I think he's okay. Burks is better. Right. If Trotter's so good, how come he didn't play over Burks? How come he didn't start in the Super Bowl? If Trotter's so good, you're answering your own question. If Trotter's so good, how couldn't he start over Burks? You're telling me Trotter's not better than Burks? Well, you're in trouble then. Listen to what he just posted. Look at that. Read that. Fangio didn't go to Trotter either. No shit. Because he wasn't better. Fangio, get this, is an experienced DC. Well, I didn't see any experience with Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell when he dropped their asses in there. He plays the best players, not based on experience, based on talent. You think Vic plays people based on experience or talent? I think he plays them based on talent. He proves that every year. The common sense would have been for you to put Devin White's ass in there, right? More experience. He said, no, let me put a guy who's never played off ball. All right. Well, fuck, what are you talking about? He doesn't believe in playing players with experience. Look at this. How come Burks got cooked by Mahomes? Here, let's give this guy an education. Help me out, folks. Do you think that Burks getting cooked in the Super Bowl helped that guy's performance in the Super Bowl he started this last February? Yes or no? This guy has massive L takes. Do you guys believe that Burks getting killed in that Super Bowl when he played for the Niners, he took all the things that he got cooked on, as this guy says, and applied it this past February, and Mahomes didn't cross the 50 until the third quarter? But not according to Senor. He's saying, well, because he played for Fangio. Fangio will tell you flat out, it's players that make schemes, not schemes make players. Dude, if I tracked out, get this, are you trying to tell me, and if you guys believe this, you're wrong, that if I took the practice squad defense that the Eagles have, how many people believe that Vic would have a top 15 defense if you took the practice squad and all the players on the practice squad and you took all the players off the first team? Do you think, according to Senor, that your defense would be top 15? Yes or no? Do you? According to Senor, he could take the scout team guys on the Eagles and turn it into a top 15 defense if you took all the talent off, and because of Vic's scheme, you would have a top 15 defense. That's what he's saying here. It's not about talent. It's about his scheme. Do you believe this? How many people believe that asinine take? You don't really believe that. You could take a scout team, put the scout team on the field, put them at the first unit, and that team would be a top 15 defense? You're out of your mind. So you're telling me I could take lesser talent and I could put them out there no matter what. Okay? Dude, these are just massive takes that are else. Fangio didn't even have to blitz on Mahomes. He had a bunch of C-average defenders, according to Sills. That's not what I'm saying. This guy, I don't know where your brain cell guy, seriously, you must have like an amoeba in your brain or something fucking eating away at it. I know guys with CTE that are smarter than you. Man. Follow the lure over here. Shit, you all right? I'm starting to concern myself, senor. Joe, I mean, did you fall on your head anywhere? Are you okay? I'm getting concerned. Holy cow. This guy's hanging out with RFK Jr. I'm like, holy cow. Jesus criminy. Some of these takes by Senorita. Okay? Yeah. Here we go. Look at this. Come on, honey. Don't talk bad about me, man. Whoever said that I said that you guys had fucking C players? I said you had the most versatile defensive players in the league. Okay? I said they were the most versatile players in the league and the most versatile defense because you didn't have to make situational substitutions. This guy, again, the amoeba is eating his brain. Poor guy. Shit, man. Hey, dude, milk of magnesia, I heard, helps that. Okay? I heard that helps. Man, I don't know about you, but this guy here has got an 8 ERA right now. Shit, Rob Thompson would start Senor tonight. He'd put him on the hill with an 8 ERA and go, hey, it's my guy. Hey, Rob Thompson. You're perfect for Rob Thompson, Senor. You got like an 8.38 ERA, and he's you're Rob Thompson's ace. No, Kyle. Was Senor one of the members of the Village people? No, he needs to go to the Villages. You know the old folks' home? You know, they got oxygen in the room. I mean, kid. Oh, man. Okay. Hold it to it. All right. I haven't? Oh, that's right. I haven't. Holy shit. I can't believe it. Xander's right. I haven't taken a break. Good grief. This is crazy great. You guys are great. You guys are fun. Senor, yeah, even you too. Don't get your panties in a bind, honey. I love, hey, honey, it's okay. By the way, one more time. There's not one take in sports talk that's in cement. Things change. Players change. So let me ask you this, folks, before I take a break. Do you think the Saints have changed their opinion on Zach Bond? Yes or no? Do you think the Saints have changed their opinion on Zach Bond? Yes or no? What do you think? What happened? That's an opinion that changed. The Saints had him. Okay? Do you think the Giants have changed their opinion on Barkley? Yes or no? Okay? So they changed their opinion on Barkley. Do you think New York Giant management and fans have changed their opinion on Saquon? Do you think, how about this? Do you think Tennessee, the Titans, and Titan fans have changed their opinion on A.J. Brown? Yes or no? Here's a better one. Do you think the Cleveland Browns have changed their opinion on Baker Mayfield? Yes or no? You think the Browns have changed their opinion on Baker Mayfield? Yes or no? Got through for 4,500 yards last year, 41 touchdowns, and actually killed the Eagles. You think they've changed their opinion? He's going to sign a $55 million deal in the offseason. He's a free agent. He's a better quarterback now than Dak. He's going to make more than Jalen Hurts. All right. Yesterday we had our good friend on. He's a stud. All right. Hey, guys, make sure you check out my friends at Morgan & Morgan. Over $30 billion recovered with our great friends at Morgan & Morgan. Make them the #1 injury law firm in America. Told you about the family in Pennsylvania. They got a $30 million settlement. Insurance company tried to give them a low ball effort. No way. Same with a family down in Florida with over $15 million recovered. Families in California, North Carolina, no matter where you are. If you've ever been injured in an Uber, anything, if you're ever injured, there's only one place to call, and it is Morgan & Morgan. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor, you tell them Big Sales sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Your financial future is on the line. Are you ready for what's next? At Leone & Company Wealth Management, we help young professionals, business owners, and pre-retirees navigate the complexities of building and protecting wealth. For young professionals, we'll help you grow your wealth, plan for your future, and make the most of your hard-earned dollars. For business owners, we provide strategies to protect your company, manage risks, and create a lasting legacy for both your business and personal wealth. For pre-retirees, we'll design a plan to secure your retirement, ensuring you can live comfortably and confidently in your next chapter. Whether you're just starting out, managing a thriving business, or preparing for retirement, we're here to help you take control of your financial future. The first consultation is on us. Get the advice you need without the cost. Let's make your financial vision a reality. Take the next step. Scan the QR code to schedule your free consultation today. And of course, go Birds.
play calling along the way. First and goal at the 6.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong as the #1 health insurer in the region. No IBX is always looking out for you.
EAGLES. Eagles.
What's her name? Sophie what? The new goon of the WNBA. And she's a smoke show. What is it? Sophie Cunningham? Oh, my God. I've got to get it. I've got to get a Sophie Cunningham hat. She's like the new goon. She's a hot goon in the WNBA. He's officially like Charles Oakley of the WNBA. She's just gooning chicks. Grabbed that chick by her knob, threw her to the ground after she went after Caitlyn. How you doing? That was so hot, I couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah. Hey, man. I watched the rest of the game after that. I was like, this is, everything I want as a man is right there. Holy shit. Philadelphia's got to get a WNBA team. They've got to get a WNBA team. So Caitlin Clark gets smacked around, and then she gets knocked to the ground. So you actually think, okay, so Ricky hazing is out officially, correct? So it's not hazing. It's just hating on a white chick. Look at this. But then again, white chicks knocked her around. Even the white chicks hate her. I mean, dude, you know you're not in the right place when the white chicks and the black chicks don't like you. I mean, and they're jealous of you. I mean, there's nothing left to think. I mean, they just don't like the chick. You got white chicks gooning on her, black chicks gooning on her. I mean, I don't know what else to say. They're so jealous. Man, oh my God, that thing was so good last night. Holy cow. And the WNBA gives me, what's his name? SGA? Therese Halliburton. I love, get this, the best thing the WNBA is doing is spacing out shitty teams for the NBA Finals. So it's not tonight, it's tomorrow. Great, I'm pivoted. I'm ready to go. You better hope that you don't have the NBA Finals on a fever night because I'll be tuning into the fever. They need to get Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and they need to have pay-per-view for this shit. I'm in. You got to remember about big sales here. Dude, this thing is, get this, yes, it is about skin color. And it's about greatness. And it's about rivalry. Yes, it is. So Yale will try to tell you that the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird had nothing to do with skin color. Who would believe that? Who would believe that Larry Bird, if he was black, that thing would just have been another rivalry? Okay? Stupid. It's not about color. Yes, it is. So wait a minute. Guess it. No, it's not. So wait a minute. You had all these great black players in the WNBA for 30 years, and they couldn't move a fucking needle point. Now, all of a sudden, you put her in there, a white chick, and the ratings are through the roof. Why? It's because of her game? Get this. So only white people are watching her? No, more white people are watching her. Yes. More white people are watching her. Yes. Not only. More. Yes. Go on the internet. Look at a conversation. I know these are one of those conversations that only here on JAKIB Big Sileo can have because everybody would be so afraid not to. Jesus Griminy. Sophie Cunningham is so hot. I mean, Xander was even telling me a story which I won't reference, but Xander was telling me a story. I loved her more after he told it to me. Oh man. How many places do you think you can get The Rock? Let's see. Goldberg. Who else? Tony Dungy. I can't. George Foreman, Pete Rose. I mean, shit, if I went down the list, I'd sound like Jalen Hurts hanging out with MJ, talking about championship sport. I sound like Jalen Hurts over here. Without further ado, guys that are kicking ass in Philly. My boy, Big Z. Xander Kraus joins us now.
What's up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
What'd you make of Big Goldberg on the
Dude,
I
that was
saw
awesome.
Xander posting too.
Well, I was stirring the people up because I love all the great people of JAKIB Nation, but a lot of them are wrestling fans. I'm not the biggest wrestling fan in the world, but I do appreciate what the guys do and how hard of a thing it is. And, Goldberg comes on JAKIB, Big Sills. You know what that means? It means I'm Team Goldberg. All right, that's what that means. All right, Gunther can kick rocks. Goldberg will upset Gunther and will reclaim the title.
He said he'd come back on too after the match.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good interview, man. You guys, you always have good chemistry with people. I've never seen you not really have good chemistry with somebody, so I'm not surprised by that.
Dude, it's funny, man. We hadn't spoken in a while. I didn't realize he had moved out of California and went to San Antonio, and we kind of fell out. There was a situation we had, he and I, and something. Get this, Xander. I'll be transparent with you, dude. This is so you. Wait a minute. So you wanted me to show up at an event.
Oh, God.
Wait a minute.
You blew him off and he was pissed.
Yep. And I apologized to him.
Yeah, you should have apologized to him. You homebody.
Hey, wait a minute. No. He wanted me to go into a dunk tank. I said, fuck that.
Oh, for charity or something?
Yeah, for charity. He was going to do it too.
You don't want to do the charitable cause, Sileo, and go in the tank? I would walk up to that dunk tank. I'd put 3 balls in the hand. Boom, boom, boom. 3 straight. 3 straight on you, big silly.
And so I text him and I go, hey, I want you to come on. He goes, well, what do we have going here? I said, well, so what are you looking for? And he went, well, I said, all right, listen. He goes, it's taking you only 5 years to do it. I said, all right, listen, I'm sorry. He fucking made me grovel. And I went like this. Look, he goes, man, you and me have been boys way longer. And I went, I should have did it, man. I regretted not doing it. He goes, good, I have another one. I go, fuck. So, but Xander, I tell you this, what I told him, since he was reading your stuff. So if we ever want to go to San Antonio, man, we get a chance to stay at his ranch. He's got a really great place there. He says he's been sending me pictures. So anyway, all right, Big Z. So I heard you.
Dude. It was great. It was a great interview. You and Goldberg was awesome.
Yeah,
that's what I was working on before when I pushed you off a little bit. I was trying to get that interview done.
I didn't realize you guys so I'm going to get Roman Reigns on soon.
Oh, Roman Reigns would be cool. That's one wrestler I actually know. When I did watch, I'll watch the WrestleManias or the big ones every once in a while, and I do like Roman Reigns, man. That would be sick to get Roman on.
Yeah, I know him pretty well, actually. I mean, I did some events with him. So, yeah. I mean, isn't it fun? Xander, I say this and I go, I don't even know how I know these people. I just shit that, I'll tell you what, my boy Ben, my friend's ass over, is really this guy. This guy here, he was really dope during the interview. Ben, my friend over, I really like you, man. You're a really good guy. All right. So, Big Z, I heard you talking today about your Eagles. Where would you rank them as the best franchise in football right now?
Best franchise in football right now, and how are you factoring that? Just the one that's operating the best right now, or like has the best resume, or overall? Like what am I factoring?
What were you basing yours on? Were you basing it on a 10-year run? Were you basing it on a 20-year run since 2000? What were you? Because when you said that,
Are you talking about Dynasty?
Wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, because you were talking kind of Dynasty.
I don't really see it even that long. I think that's too long. Like, think about the longest dynasty I can think of in NFL history, and you would know this way better than I would, is the Niners, where they had two different quarterbacks. They had Montana and Steve Young. They had obviously two coaches with
Seifert and Walsh.
Seifert and Walsh, exactly. And that's really it. The Cowboys were what, four years? 5 years, 3 and 5 years. Then you have the Steelers of the 70s. That was what, 8 years maybe?
The Patriots were 19 years, though, with one guy.
Yeah, but remember, they had all right, that's true.
That's a 19-year rival.
But there was a 10-year layoff.
Yes.
And that's in the very rare case, they had the same quarterback and the same coach. There's not many places you'll have a 10-year gap between Super Bowls, and you have the same coach and quarterback that go to that Super Bowl 10 years later. So they're kind of the anomaly, I would say, with Tom Brady. With the Eagles, I'm only really factoring the Hurts and Sirianni era because I think the first 4 years have been so good. And you factor in 18 because it shows you the trajectory of the team. But I don't think it can be added into, like, if Jalen wins, let's just say he wins 3 in 5 years, all right, in the next 5 years, and he has 3 total. You're probably not going to say the dynasty went back to 2017. You'd probably say the 24 to 2029 Eagles were the dynasty.
Yeah,
right?
but you can move the metric, and I'm here. I think when you have these conversations, and I think they're great, because I think you have short dynasties, and I think you have long-term dynasties, like the Patriots and the Celtics of the 60s. Those are long-term dynasties. What you're talking about is like Cowboy stuff. Like, if you're going to compare what you're doing right now to anybody, you would compare them to the Cowboys of the 90s. That's what you're going to compare them to, because right now it's a shorter window.
Exactly. Right now. I mean, if it goes 10 years, then I think it becomes more like the Steelers.
And you go like the Niners.
Right. Yeah, but even the Niners did have the multiple regimes. Like, I'm trying to go one regime. Well, the problem with putting the regime prior in the dynasty talk is that the regime prior was simply not a dynasty. The regime that we have right now with Sirianni and Jalen has surpassed that 5 years with Doug by a landslide, because they've gone to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. They won the NFC twice. They're 50-20, whatever the record. I don't know exactly what it is, but whatever the record is.
48-20.
Yeah. So, I don't really. Like, I love Doug. Like, Carson was great when he was great. The full Super Bowl was great, but that doesn't represent a dynasty to me.
So you don't think 8 years, like inside of a decade?
Well, I don't think we've been good enough in the last 8 years to be a dynasty as good as we've been. We've been a great team, a top 3 organization. Dynasty, Sills, there's 5 of them in the history of the NFL.
This is what oh, no, you're right. It's hard to repeat and all. Here were the 10 teams that I wrote.
But the Steelers, by the way, if it goes longer, right? They were the one team. They had
4 and 6.
Bill Cowher and Terry Bradshaw, and they went, 4 and 6 years. And so that was the late 70s. Yeah, that's pretty short too.
Yeah, but they've been good since 1969.
Yeah,
so,
right.
I mean, okay, so check it out. I if I ever thought about it, I don't think they've had more than 3 losing seasons in 60 years, which is insane. I got the Broncos at 10 with 217 wins in a Super Bowl. I got the Colts at 9, 238 wins in 1 Super Bowl. We got to remember, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck were part of that from 2000 up.
Right.
The Cowboys were hard. I can't believe they won 217 wins. It's one of the top winning teams with no Super Bowls. They're the only one on this list with no ring. I got the Seahawks 7 at 229 and 1 Super Bowl. I got the Chiefs at 6. 232 and 3 Super Bowls. The Packers are 5th at 251 wins in 1 Super Bowl since 2000. I got the Eagles 4th at 242 wins and 2 Super Bowls. I got the Steelers at third, 255 wins. This is since 2000 and 1 Super Bowl. I got the Ravens at 251 wins, 2 Super Bowls. And I got the Patriots at 276. That, to me, again, you're looking at the wins. You're looking at the Super Bowls. Like, if you wanted to change Steelers and Eagles.
So where'd you have Eagles? What number?
4, but they could easily be 3 behind the Ravens. The Ravens have
four. In
Ravens
what
have
time
more
period?
wins. What's that?
4 in what time period?
Since 2000.
Since 2000, I think that's appropriate because I think if you go since the Super Bowl era, I think the Eagles are a little lower.
Yeah, they would, but I went since 2000.
All right, since 2000 is good. I think
I
you're
got
probably
the Eagles 4th, but you could easily switch them with the Steelers and put them 3rd, and the top 3 teams would be Patriots, Ravens, and Eagles since 2000. Would you agree with that? Now, in the shorter,
Patriots,
you would go Chiefs,
brother.
With the Chiefs from 2000 all the way up until 2016 when Andy got there, they were very good.
They weren't very good, but they still got more Super Bowls.
It's short term. It's short memory here a little bit.
Yeah. All right. So you probably go. I don't know. You probably go Ravens, even though they've won 1 Super Bowl. They've been one of the best. And then I go Steelers, Eagles, Patriots, Chiefs. I mean, that's it. I mean, so 1, I'd put Patriots. 2, I'd probably go Eagles at 2, dude.
Yeah, but since 2000, there's no way. I mean,
well, who do you have at 2 since 2000?
Ravens. 2 Super Bowls and 251 wins. Patriots 1. Steelers.
No, the Ravens won what in what years did they?
The 2000 Super Bowl and they
2012.
Yeah, they got 2.
I was just thinking 2012. All right, that's fine. I'm all right with that.
But you could go top 3 since 2000. Get this. That's great winning.
I mean, the Eagles have 16 playoff seasons since 2000. The Ravens have 13.
I think they have 20 wins too in the playoffs.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm Eagle biased, but I'd probably go Eagles at 2 here because of the
Ravens.
I guess I can't. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. They've been to the playoffs 13 times. We've been 16. They got 2 Super Bowls. We have 2 Super Bowls. They got a little bit more wins because they've had a little bit more of a longer staying power. But in the last decade, who's been the better franchise or better organization?
Now, there was what I was talking to you about. Shorter term right now,
right?
It's Chiefs and Eagles.
It's Chiefs and Eagles.
It's Chiefs, Eagles, and Ravens. Right?
Well, I guess because nobody else is winning Super Bowls. What about the Rams?
Okay.
Last decade?
Maybe the Rams would be the Rams aren't even on my top 10 since 2000.
Well, not since 2000, but I think if you're going the last 10 years, I mean, last 10 years.
Yeah.
Ravens haven't won in the last 10 years. The Rams won 1. The Niners didn't win any. The Bucks won. The Patriots won. The Eagles won. Who am I missing?
Broncos
won. What year were they? 18?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. All right, since 2000, I'll give you Ravens. I don't love it, though. I won't lie to you. I don't think it's that much better. Like, they were better from probably 2000 to 2015, but have they been better since 2015? They've had the better quarterback, but success-wise?
Now we're talking shorter term. Now we're talking short term. And that's where you fall in sometimes, Xander. You fall into it like this: recency bias versus longevity. You know, since Jeffrey Lurie has owned that team, he has dominated the NFC East. He's been by far the best franchise in the East. That's since 98 that he's owned that thing. All right, I got one here for you. What is going to be Vic Fangio's toughest position room and camp battle that he's going to have to go through this coming camp? What's the toughest camp battle for him that he's going to have to decipher in what's going to be the best for the team?
I think it's got to be the secondary if you clump it all in. I know the edge rusher has more concern, but I think it's a little bit more cookie cutter, where in the secondary, you really only have one proven safety. You have Cooper and Quinion, but after that, there's nobody proven. What are you doing with Cooper DeJean? Are you moving him? Are you keeping him? Are you putting him on the outside? Are you playing him at safety? Is Keely Ringo earning the job? Is Drew Makuba earning the job at safety? I feel like there are more question marks and more variables on the chessboard, if you will, that can move in the secondary, that I'd probably go secondary. I think that's probably the biggest spot to fix in camp. Like the edge rusher is simple, right? It's like,
I think so.
Like, it's not that it's good. It's just that it's like Jalix is going to be good, we hope. Nolan's going to be good, we hope. And then it's like, all right, if Uche and Ojulari are good.
I hope there's a dude.
Like, exactly. I hope there's a dude. But there's not much I can do about it. You know, you can't do much about it other than trying to add a guy from outside. So I think the secondary is probably the biggest one for Vic coming into training camp.
So you tell me this. I'm going to read you this. So 2026, Eagles have a 1. They have a second-round pick. They have 3 threes. Jets Reddick is in this, and Milton Kopp is in this. They have 2 4s. One's their own. One's Josh Sweat comp. They have 4 5s. 49ers, their own. One from the Falcons, and a Mekhi Becton.
See, I think that's the one we may lose.
Maybe. I got an asterisk by it. And Eagles have their own 7th rounder. What position right now, sitting here on June 18th, do you think will be a priority for that team when they go into April next year and at the end of this season? What will be the priority for them? They got a shitload of picks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 picks. What do you think will be the priority?
Am I frozen or you got me?
I got you.
Okay. Tight end. Edge rusher. Potentially.
Wait till you hear where I go.
You're going probably running back. No? You're going wide out? Yeah. All right. I could have guessed that. I'm going tight end and I'm going edge rusher. That's probably where I'm leaning. Those two.
Why is everybody in Philly so disappointed, or why is priority number 1 for them edge rusher when you won a fucking Super Bowl with guys who weren't elite guys at that
because
position?
We still had Josh Sweat.
I don't think it's a priority.
Yeah, but we still had Josh Sweat. You don't think Uche's Josh Sweat, do you?
No, I don't think you have Josh Sweat on your team.
No, I think Jalix has the upside of that.
Yes. Yeah, I do. Okay.
Goddard, did you hear Goddard saying that Jalen called him up and said, I want you on this team, man. You're a big part of our team.
Yeah, can I have the $5 million I lost? Did he ask him for that too? Hey, dude, really?
That ain't Jalen's fault. That ain't Jalen's problem.
Hey, Big Sills, listen, I love you, man, but I'm going to cut you in half.
I don't think you'd give me the Dallas Goedert treatment. I don't think you would take that deal.
No. There better. Hey, I'll tell you what. There better be a Ferrari at the end of it. Whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, right,
man. Hey, Xander. So, what do you again? You think they use all these picks?
Oh, it's a lot of picks, man. I mean, maybe that's one of the reasons that they went with all these 1-year guys right now. You know, because they have so many damn picks. Yeah, but I don't know what they're going to end up doing. I mean, they've been so damn good in the draft. I kind of want them to.
I think they're going to go this route. If I had to put it here, I'd go, here's why I go wide receiver. I got a feeling this is AJ's last year.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He'll want out. They don't win the Super Bowl, he'll want out. He'll want out. If those numbers don't say this, 1459, 10 touchdowns and 100 catches, and they get bounced and they don't win. And instead, or how about this? If they win and it's at 1,100 yards and 70 catches and 8, he'll eat that. But if they don't win and those numbers are around 1,100, he'll want out.
So you think A.J. Brown's gone this time next year?
I do. Watch this. Write it down, folks. On June 18th, Big Sills is saying A.J. Brown will be in New England.
New England. You really fell for all the social media bullshit.
No, I fell for the assistant general manager telling me. That's what I fell for.
All right, what do you want to put on this?
What
do you want to put on this?
Let's see. What jersey you want? How about a Roo hat?
No.
All right.
That doesn't do it for me.
Okay, well, remember, man. Remember where we are here. Give me something I can do. What do you want?
Take that fucking cowboy helmet and burn it.
You know, hey, folks, you know why he hates that fucking helmet? Because every time he does a clip, that helmet's the only one.
It's right there, dude.
The only one that's in it.
Like the most visible helmet on the planet, that thing, dude. That thing needs to be obliterated, dude. I would do anything to get rid of that helmet.
Xander,
people comment, is this an Eagles channel? What is this? I'm
Xander,
like, I don't know, man. I don't know. You're either going to like Sileo or you're not. I don't know what to tell you. You're going to have to get over the cowboy helmet.
Hey, the clip, it goes like this. Every damn clip, it's got that fucking cowboy. Hey, every time I put that bitch out there, you make the deal. I'll do it because I'm saying this time.
He's not going to be gone. You know he's not going to be gone.
I do believe that. I thought there was a shot that he if you didn't win it, there would have been hell this year.
I think AJ's got
here. You guys, you know, I used to have this.
How old is AJ?
28.
27. He turns 28 in 2 weeks, so 28.
29 years old at 36 million next year.
I think he has 2 seasons left. Maybe 3.
He ain't paying a 31-year-old guy $36 million in Philly. What are you, crazy? Oh, my God. They're not going to pay him that.
Well, he's undercut. Tell him to take a page out of Jalen Hurts' book and stop needing a new contract every 2 years. How about that?
Stop whining about it. I mean, he's the one that whines about it.
No, he doesn't. I haven't heard him whine about it once. What are we talking about?
See what I really love the Patriots and Tom Brady and then the Jersey shit and all the little kiddie stuff that he does. Holy cow, he put all the emojis up there with the Patriots. Anyway, hey, what about your boy Henry Ruggs? Think he deserves another shot at the title?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I thought you were spot on in your open, man. You either believe in it or you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't believe in it, if you don't believe in second chance, if you don't believe in rehabilitation, if you believe that people shouldn't be afforded that opportunity, then we disagree. That's basically what I would say, because I do believe in those things. And I thought you brought up a good point about how many people who are given second chances turn it to do something for the better. If one person in the future NFL gets saved or gets led down the right path versus the wrong path in the future because Ruggs talked about it or Ruggs was the example, I think it's an overall net positive. I mean, what are you going to do? Look, this is my problem with it. All right. You got a guy who made a horrendous decision. He made an awful mistake, and nobody in their right mind is going to sit here and defend that mistake. Okay. Nope. He did what the court of law asked him to do. All right. He's paid his apologies to the family. Like, when does it end? Do you just keep the chains on him forever? Is he just, you have to live with this, you die with this, and you won't ever be afforded? Like, is that the take, or is the take that we want you to learn from this, grow as a human being, and become a contributing member of society? I believe in that. I believe in change. I believe in a change of heart. And I don't even think, by the way, I don't really, I know it was an awful thing, but some people strike me as bad dudes. Henry Ruggs doesn't strike me as a bad dude.
No.
Not at all.
No.
And I think there's a big difference between a bad mistake and a bad dude. All right. I don't think Henry Ruggs is a bad dude, and I think he deserves a second chance.
I'd like to see him get a second chance in Philly. And
by the way, I wouldn't rule that out. Remember what you just said about A.J. Brown. He's best friends with Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith went on the Pivot podcast earlier this year, defended his friend, which I had tremendous respect for Devontae for, because plenty of people will hold that against Devontae.
Oh.
And it's not always easy to stand with somebody when the whole world's holding a bow and arrow at him. All right. So I got tremendous respect for Devontae for that. And I'm sorry. I don't have the belief that he should be outcast. I really don't. And I think he deserves a second chance. My read on it might be wrong, but I think the guy is sorry. I think he feels the weight of what he did every day. I think you saw that in the way he addressed I'm a public figure, and even just my name, my face going on the news makes them think of what happened, and that is enough to rock him. So I think he deserves a second chance.
We're going to read all the supers here in a minute.
Yeah, my bad, Sue. I'm sorry about the freezing. I don't know what that. I got Sileo internet right now.
Hey,
I've been trying to fix it all week.
Hey, I'll tell you this, Andrew. This is my take on it. You either believe in rehabilitation or taking that guy out back and shooting him in the head. There's no other way.
Right, and that's kind of what I was trying to illustrate. Like exactly what you just said. Are you going to castrate the guy? Because that's the alternative.
That's right.
There's
there's only two rooms for this thing.
And I saw somebody saying, something like, well, he can have a second chance, but why the NFL? Why the spotlight? Why? And I'm sorry, but I don't believe I'm the arbiter. Exactly. The guy's gifted, is one of the most gifted people on the planet. That's the cards he was dealt in life by God. I'm not going to try and change that and couple that in and say, oh, I want you to be free and I want you to be rehabilitated, but I only want you to do it by working at McDonald's and flipping hamburgers or working for the prison or doing community service. Like, no, because then what's the point of letting people out of prison? You know how many good prison stories there are of people who get out of prison and build a massive company or do big things or give back to people or create organizations and charities and different things. I mean, look, I'm going to take a Jalen Hurtsism here. You either win or you learn. All right. Henry Ruggs lost and he learned a lesson. He's going to be able to prove to the world whether he really learned the lesson or whether he was just waiting for the time to expire on a sentence. Okay. I think he'll have that opportunity, whatever that looks like. Maybe it's the NFL. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's the role like Ray Rice has with the Ravens now. Who knows what it could be? But I believe he'll be afforded that opportunity. And I'm going to guess he uses it for the better.
I'm going to say this here, man. My upbringing was that Jesus Christ forgives.
Absolutely.
And if you don't live by that, then you and me will never be in the same conversation on what right and wrong is.
Exactly.
Because if Christ can forgive, and we're taught this through God in teachings, that not everybody's born with original sin. And if you're not, and you don't understand that we're all fallible and we're going to make mistakes, I'm sorry. See, I have a harder view on it that, bro, these people that talk to you about rehabilitation, they want to rehabilitate people. And then when the guy gets out, they want to limit that rehabilitation by putting him in a box and saying, well, you can't further your life or try to better your life over a bad situation because we're not going to let you get anywhere in society because we let you out. You still have that price to pay. Fuck that. It's about doing your time, paying your penance, and starting a new life with a new family, with a new ability to be. I love what Michael Vick is doing. Michael Vick is in Norfolk State University. He's making changes for people's lives and young kids' lives. You don't think his bullshit that he's went through, pressing license plates at Leavenworth, is something that you could teach a young kid on bad decision-making? I'm sorry. If Michael Vick picked my phone up and wanted me to come play for him, and I was in that room where I need to play at that type of level, Michael Vick would be the number one player coach that I'd want to go to, because you know why? He's been through the ultimate highs and he's been through the ultimate lows. Aren't those the best people to teach young men, having gone through life like that? I mean, you can't have a better coach, Xander, to teach you not just football, but teach you the way of life.
I agree. I think you're spot on with this. And, there's a couple other comments, and one guy in here I think really, really made a comment that just hits home for me. It's SC Birds fan. He says, thank God we all don't get what we deserve.
Oh,
right?
man.
I mean, isn't that the truth right there, which shows you the grace of God and the mercy of God that he has, as you pointed out. And, you know, the other thing that I don't like is that I think there's a lot of scenarios that people use here, right? And what they say is, imagine if it was your sister or your mother or your daughter or your brother or your family member that was killed. And I would say this, that's a bad comp. Imagine if it was your sister or your daughter or your brother or your mother or whatever, whoever it is that made that mistake. Then what would you want? What if you knew somebody as a good person and they made a catastrophic error like this? Would you say to them, I don't want them to have another chance if they paid their dues? That's why I don't like the comp of if I lost my Tina Tintor is gone. You can't change that reality. Her family will live with that forever. That will never be changed. And I will pray for her soul that she's in heaven with our Creator. I'll pray for that. But I can't change that.
Xander, this is going to be a really harsh one here for you, but this is how I think. If a guy took a gun and shot my daughter, I would hate that guy, and I would do everything in my power to make sure that guy paid the ultimate price of having his life taken. If my daughter was hit in a hit and run, God forbid, I would, after the hurt and everything, I would know with that family, why ruin 2 lives for one mistake? And that's how I would look at it down the line. It would take me time to get there. But when a person makes a mistake, you said something about bad people. Okay? I'm not forgiving bad people, Xander. I'm forgiving a bad thing. Okay? Why would I want to ruin 2 lives? Because again, my hurt is going to be so much because of the one thing I love in my life. But one thing I would know is that how I was brought up would be that forgiving people for awful mistakes is also part of the time when I'm going to be kneeling before God saying, I wanted you to kill this guy too.
Yeah, I agree.
I couldn't live like that.
I'm with you. And not everybody will agree because not everybody's going to have aligned religiously, and that's fine. I'm not trying to sit up here but I'm just
a holy hour. I got
it. Well, no, it's not really, but it's you're showing what compass guides you, and that's the compass that guides you, just like it's the compass that guides me. And everybody has one of those compasses, whatever that looks like, whether you're a Christian, a Catholic, a Jew, whatever the case may be. We all have a compass. All right. And that's what leads it. And I agree. I agree with what you said. It's definitely a tough situation. And it's a hard thing to talk about because I don't want people to think it's like, oh, you know, Ruggs, he did his time. Just get him back out. It's football guy. Who cares? Like no, it is serious. All right. Somebody
he'll carry that with the rest of his life.
Exactly. And I don't think any of us could even fathom what he's carrying. And again, I'm not trying to make you feel bad for the guy. I'm just saying, I don't think he should be ruled out forever.
Absolutely not. I mean, so I hear the conversations. Everyone's like, well, and isn't it funny, Xander? Like they want to have him get out, but they want to put handcuffs on that, what that part of his life is. Like, does he have a chance to become this? Why the NFL? Why not? If a guy came out, was a lawyer, and he was a drunk driver, you don't think that guy's going to try to go back to being a lawyer again? I don't know. I mean, people are going to go back to what they do. This is what he's done his whole life. I mean, he's like a doctor or whatever. He's like a person that works in economics or a person that works in sales. I mean, this is
forgiveness is a hard thing, but forgiveness is one of the most beautiful things you can do when you're a man of God. There's a power about it that comes over you after you go through that. At least that's what I've experienced in my life. As hard as it is sometimes to forgive or to apologize or to move on or to not judge or to, as you said, forgive, it's a hard thing. It's a powerful thing, but I think it's the right thing.
It is. And it's the most difficult thing to do is forgive somebody.
It is.
Xander, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Make sure you check let's read some of the supers because we got to.
Hogan checks in. What's up, Hogan? Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the Superman. Second chances are harder when it hits home. When someone loses a life, over someone stupid. Where was the victim's second chance? No speeches, seminars, or money award fixes that. Been there. You're not wrong, brother.
No,
Yeah,
hey,
you're not wrong.
I mean, this is a tough conversation. I hope the Eagles give him a chance. I hope the NFL team gives him a shot at redemption. Why not, man? It's all good. I mean, look, Jesus Christ can do it. I can do it. Okay.
And yeah. Hogan, I don't disagree. I mean, I agree. I do see that it's multi-pronged. Kyle Kokorski says, was Senor one of the members from the Village People? I don't know what.
No. Senor's had an awful day today. I mean, he's really, it's been like a brutal ass kicking that like the Eagles put on the Chiefs. I mean, he was the Chiefs today, dog. I mean, he just got beat up today. This wasn't a good day for you, Senor. I think we got all these, Danner, I think we got them all.
We got them all. We got them all.
All right,
my
brother.
bad on the internet, but a good segment, Sills.
Good. I will see you tomorrow, man. Hey, thanks for the stuff with Goldberg. Goldberg was awesome, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was great. Epic.
Having a football career is temporary, but being a good person and having good character lasts forever.
It's true.
No doubt. Yeah, I mean, that's what defines people.
That's true. 100%. Thank you, Sills.
You got it, brother. Thank you so much. Look at this. This guy's just taking a beating today. Sills picked the Chiefs to beat. I did not pick the Chiefs to beat the Eagles. That is not true. I wore the Jerome Brown jersey, you jackass. Once again, lying. Again. Dang. This guy just lies. Jesus criminy. When you guys go deep, you land dimes like Hurts in the Super Bowl. Thank you. That's Senor, man. Senor today. Hold on. I love this guy, though. This guy's been content all day. Get this. How many people in here say that I picked the Eagles to lose to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? You must be thinking of Jason Kelsey. I did not pick the Chiefs to beat them. Anybody in here, this is a lie. I did not say that. I wore the Jerome Brown jersey. Lie. This guy, it's just a terrible day for this man. I saw Sills with Taylor Swift shirt on saying he was riding with Mahomes. No. I was riding Swift maybe, but not Mahomes. I'm sorry, that was too easy. Look at this guy. You definitely, I didn't do that, you dumbass. This guy, boy, I'll tell you, M. Reyes and Senor, holy cow, would that be a show of losers? So what do you think? I think Cooper DeJean is the greatest safety I've ever seen. Senor, what's your take on Hurts? Not a quarterback that's ever played in National Football League, including Brady, that ever played in my entire life. You know, little pink kids suck on? These two guys would have like binkies in their mouth doing their show. What do you think, M. Reyes? Hey, I think my Eagles are going to go 18-19, 20-0. What do you think? I think that Barkley's going to go for 3,000 yards this year. These guys are like, holy shit. Hey, seriously. You know what? Senor and M. Reyes would have to do a show with bibs on. Oh, my God. They would have to do a show with bibs on. Hold on here. Did I miss Philly 500? No, you missed Goldberg. Get this. So wait a minute. Deep fried coochie. Go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that caught me a little bit off guard. Okay? I'm sorry. Okay? Hey, so loved Goldberg. Keep up the hard work, brothers. We get them all here, man. Hey, like I told you, I may throw a couple guys on that morning Tampa show, but the A guys come here. Just always remember that. We put the A dudes here. Now I saw him, but I enjoy Mark's cry. Okay. You enjoyed the crying more. I love it. That's good shit, man. Senor's good people, man. He does. He takes it good. From what I hear. Says, who are your top 5 teams you think can win the Super Bowl in order? I know it's early. All right. That's my boy right here. Thank you, Sue. Let's go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ravens, Bills. Man. Okay. Here's my 5 teams. At 5, I've got the Rams. 4, I have the Commanders. 3, I have the Eagles. 2, I have the Bills. And 1, I have the Ravens. Now, remember something here. Think about it, Senor, what I'm saying. Bills and Ravens can't get to the Super Bowl. One of those teams do. Highest team that I just said in the NFC is the Eagles. So the way I'm looking at it, could it be Ravens, Bills versus the Eagles? Okay. Still got yet. I mean, right? No Chiefs. Dude, I think the Chiefs. Hey, Senor, mark this one down too. Mark it. You ready? Dude, I think the Chiefs, I think they're going to win 9 games this year. Eagles and Rams? Well, that would be for the NFC title, not the Super Bowl. Okay, so you got to pick one of those. Oh, so wait. You think the winner of that NFC title game will win the Super Bowl? Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think Kansas City's taking a step back. I totally do. Look, I mean, I don't think they've done a good enough job retooling that football team. I just don't. The only Goldberg I know is Whoopi. Yeah, she said it's better to live in Iran right now than it is America. Pretty smart. Sounds like she's on her game. Hey, she said it today, too. Hey, it's better to live in Iran than it is America. Really? Think bombs dropping on your eyes and on your house every night? Yeah, I'm sure it's probably better. Whoopi Goldberg said that. Hey, it's better to live in Iran right now than America. Really? So I'm going to have a Scud missile land on my house tonight? That's pretty frightening. I was like, yeah, I don't know about that one. Right? I'm not concerned, but man, what a dumb thing. I do. She said it on The View. You know, probably better to live in Iran right now than America. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I mean, what she was wearing that day, she couldn't wear in Iran. You can't wear that. You got to cover your face in Iran. Yeah, I know. And you know what you were in? Brokeback Mountain. Yeah, sorry about that. Hey, M. Reyes was in Brokeback Mountain. I could have swore he was the one dude in the tent. I don't know. Was he the guy in the tent? He looked like the guy in the tent. Hey, wait. Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, my good friends at Morgan & Morgan, make sure you guys check our great friends out. With over $30 billion recovered when it comes to being injured. If the number one injury law firm in all of America is Morgan & Morgan. Do me a favor, folks. Make sure you guys check them out. If you're ever injured, make sure you do that. If you're hurt in an Uber, if you're hurt by having insurance companies taking advantage of you, contact them at forthepeople.com/Big Sills or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/Big Sills or pound law 529. I like that very much, my friend Deep. We appreciate you. We shall see you on the flip side.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Your financial future is on the line. Are you ready for what's next? At Leone & Company Wealth Management, we help young professionals, business owners, and pre-retirees navigate the complexities of building and protecting wealth. For young professionals, we'll help you grow your wealth, plan for your future, and make the most of your hard-earned dollars. For business owners, we provide strategies to protect your company, manage risks, and create a lasting legacy for both your business and personal wealth. For pre-retirees, we'll design a plan to secure your retirement, ensuring you can live comfortably and confidently in your next chapter. Whether you're just starting out, managing a thriving business, or preparing for retirement, we're here to help you take control of your financial future. The first consultation is on us. Get the advice you need without the cost. Let's make your financial vision a reality. Take the next step. Scan the QR code to schedule your free consultation today. And of course, go Birds.
They're carving them up and good play calling along the way. First and goal at the 6.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong as the #1 health insurer in the region. No IBX is always looking out for you.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Sophie Cunningham. Man, it's like my new favorite female athlete. Sophie Cunningham. She's smoking and she's tough. I mean, I don't know. I seen that thing yesterday and I was like, holy cow. She just grabbed that chick by her throat, threw her down, got up, pushed her, and I'm like, this is great. Sophie Oakley. That's what I'm going to start calling her. Sophie Oakley or Sophie Mason, like Anthony Mason. Them old school. Or how about this one? Sophie Domi. Ty Domi. Dude. That's great shit, man. Yeah. And so Caitlin Clark gets thrown around last night. She gets knocked on her head. Even the white chicks hate her. I mean, right? She is. I mean, hey, Reyes. She is getting beat up. Here comes my boy, deep fried coochie coo. Even though Angel can't make a layup. Hey, I love the rivalry, man. I love how arrogant she is. Hey, deep fried cooch. I love how arrogant she is. I love how she thinks of herself. I don't know. She kind of reminds me of somebody. I love the way she talks shit. I mean, that's really kind. Thank you very much. So I don't know. Maybe I'm with Angel. I'm not a hater on her. Not at all. I think she's great for that sport. I think she's great for that league. She thinks highly of herself. So what? Angel's great looking. Yeah, I'm a fan of Angel. I'm all right with her. Her name was Angel. Hey, Angel's good looking. Maybe they can't put Jack to put a dress on. Yeah, I don't think that kind of person would be welcomed. If Caitlin Clark is not, I don't think that. Could you imagine? The WNBA would never let a dude play in that league. Are you crazy? They barely let a white chick play in it. You think they're going to let somebody roll in there that's a dude? That's the only sport you won't have to worry about seeing like a guy playing in it is the WNBA. Those chicks would all gang up on him. That ain't happening. It ain't. Hey, great stuff. We really appreciate you guys coming aboard. Thank you again. Please hit the like button. Thank you for all the super chats. 2 to 6 tomorrow, and we'll see you on the flip side.